Forgot to look beyond, I see the other side. So give me a light, show me what I need. I know I'm blind, but I hear symphonies of your heartbeat. Now that's an understatement. To walk alone, I guess it's my repayment. Please give me a light, show me what I need. I know I'm blind, but I hear symphonies of your heartbeat.
Just another sunny day in Southern California. It's where the people came to play. Don't let them transform you. Oh, come and see what you've been missing on a little slice of heaven. It's the only place we're living. It's that
not being found. In time the light will fade. Don't you know I worry about you all the time?
Welcome back everyone to the Zotac Cup Valorant powered by Zotac Gaming, NVIDIA GeForce LG Ultragear, Crucial and Corsair. I'm CCV joined alongside Aggressive and we bring to you the main playoffs. The playoffs have started, ladies and gentlemen. 4 teams from Southeast Asia, 4 teams from South Asia up against each other over the course of the next few days, battling it out, best of 3 after best of 3, all for a shot at the prize pool of $15,000. We have already gone through one best of 3 today, earlier in the day, but now let's have a look at today's matchup.
Yeah, let's jump on straight down over towards the fixtures. Yes, before we did see the matchups for the first initial match, which was Full Sense going up against Kingsman. And it was an incredible match. All 3 maps were played out, grueling best of 3s where both of the teams had to egg away the wins, just like by inching their way forward, pretty much grasping at any possible advantage that they could go in for. And now it could be pretty much the same thing all over again. Actionph versus Nigma Galaxy is probably one of the most sought after matchups out of the bunch. Primarily because we know how good Actionph are. They're a roster that came out of absolutely nowhere. And they dominated their way through the entirety of the Intel tournament. And to have a team like this go up again to showcase their mettle once more of exactly what they can do here, the Zotac Cup Valorant is the best place for them.
It absolutely is. And whom the better opponents be than the side of Nigma Galaxy? Like, right from the get-go, these 2 behemoths will be facing off against each other already round 1 of the upper brackets. And if the match precursing this was if it had any value to it, if it was any signal as to how the matches are gonna go, well then I am absolutely looking forward to this with everything in me. This best of 3 Actionph up against Nigma Galaxy as well. But there are even more BO3s here. There are even more teams participating. Let's have a look at the brackets. Creative, let's have a look at all the teams and the matchups that they have here at the Zotac Cup. We've talked about the Southeast Asian rosters, but tomorrow we'll have the South Asian matchups as well. We've got Enigma Gaming up against Team Exploit. That one, I mean, I know a lot of fans and a lot of audience members will have their eyes set on that one. Make sure you set your reminders as well. And then our second match, it will be Velocity up against Reckoning. So both of the South Asian matches, they have a lot of grit in them. The teams, exactly. The teams are well known within the region, and the Southeast Asian teams as well. They are well known. We've already gone through our first ever match of the main playoffs. If you guys missed out, a quick rundown was Full Sense ended up getting defeated by Kingsman. We started off on the map of Ascent, we then went to Fracture, and we ended everything on the map of Haven, where Kingsman closed it out 13-10, thus securing their victory, being the first team to move on over to round number 2. But enough about those 2 teams. Okay, so why don't you talk about the match right in front of us? You've got Nigma Galaxy, you've got Actionph, and then you've got a team, and you've got multiple teams that will face off against them later down the road as well, with whoever wins.
Yeah, that's the thing. Now that we have Nigma versus Actionph, the main thing that I really would like to see is Nigma be able to shine and take out this up-and-coming storm that is Actionph. Their new roster has taken incredible strides. I was so amazed that Actionph is this good at what they do.
Right.
And as we jump on down over onto their team spotlight, honestly speaking, CCP, I don't know how much I can praise this team without sounding a little bit biased, because personally, they have grown to become one of my absolute favorites. And there's a reason for it, because this roster came out of nowhere. They're an underdog in the making, and they took down pretty much all of the best teams in South Asia. And they're a rising storm in Southeast Asia as well.
They absolutely are. And this entire roster, like, we are now well versed with this. I'd say that all the South Asian viewers as well, who might not have known, I mean, like you mentioned, no one really knew this team at the start, but ever since the past, I'd say 1.5 months, like last year in December, we had the Challenger series here, the Esports Club as well. Actionph were there, they participated, they showed their grit, and now we know all 5 of these members in front of our screens all too well. Iman's there, I mean, a versatile member. He can play plenty of roles, but watch out for this man on the arena if you're going to be on Icebox. And then you have Georgie. I mean, Georgie, my, oh my. Man. You don't even need to say anything about him. just the operator, just the bullets being fired speak a million words and kill a million lives every single round. He'll be looking to get kills. Doesn't matter if he's passive, doesn't matter if he's up in the faces of the opponents. He's still going to kill them, and then he's gonna back off safe and sound and retreat back into the bomb side. You've got RU, another great player. One change we have been seeing is that earlier Motsky used to be a sort of the controller. We used to see Motsky on the Astra, but now RU has been taking up a little more of those responsibilities, and Motsky is now becoming the primary sentinel as the person to the far right Tesseract, the primary Sova, the initiator, the person who is always going to be the backbone of the team.
That's the thing. Action PH, them as a roster, they're so well rounded with a lot of firepower, good anchoring capabilities. And the fact that they have all of this down in the bag with proper team coordination and utility usage, Action PH, they're on the rise to easily shut everything down. And RU, man, this guy has been an absolute tear. He's like that Chad that you always have sitting in the background. He's like the bodyguard who's ready to take fights, but he will not always take fights unless he needs to. He's there, he's watching over everyone. He's giving the shot calls, but when he needs to step up, he will step up for Action PH. But hey, we're giving this out of Action PH a lot of their own spotlight. Let's head on down over to the team 2 and see exactly what Nigma have in store for us. Because this roster, I personally do not know them. But from what I have heard and what I've heard other people say about them, this is pretty much the only other team that can give Action PH a good run for their money.
Much like Action PH, earlier in like the final few months of 2021 ahead, the Esports Club, we saw a couple of instances of Nigma Galaxy performing as well. And they had good showings. Arguably, like they weren't, going to be the best team. They didn't secure like top 1 spot. However, it was quite the same journey as the Action PH members had. They were making a name for themselves, and now they have been doing the same as well. Only as of yesterday did we see Nigma Galaxy play against Lords of Heist, and that was also a great defeat. Lords of Heist, they were looking extremely strong. They defeated Fallen 5 13-4. That was a big upset over in the Southeast Asian Open qualifiers. But in this off-stream match, the fact that Nigma Galaxy were able to defeat them in a fairly relatively, like, I'd say it was a close manner, but a defeat nonetheless. 2-0 was the score. It was quite close. We'll talk about the matches, we'll talk about the maps more so. But Nigma Galaxy, yeah, they have proved to themselves and they have proved to everyone that they are going to be a team, like you mentioned, that will be giving that fight on over to the members of the side of Action PH. Having a look at the roster of Nigma Galaxy, you've got Johan. He's going to be the primary sentinel. This guy, we may just see him play the Cypher. I want to see him play some other agents as well. I want to see him probably on the Chamber, most likely. I want to see Johan playing the Chamber, but I think Cypher is going to be a staple. You then have Astro, and similar to the agent Astro is going to be your controller. This guy, he can cut off lines, he can obscure vision, and then he can allow his team to push into the bomb side. But then you have the members who do the majority of the killing. First up, you've got ZSpew. This guy, I really want to see Georgie versus ZSpew happen live. I want to see both the Jets face off against each other, Op versus Op, Vandal versus Vandal, Blades versus Blades. I don't care what the weaponry is. I just want to see one of them come out on top. And I think this is going to be a tally a lot of members will be keeping an eye on. If you keep an eye on the kill feed, chances are you're going to be seeing one or the other two Jets make a name for themselves time after time. But even Crazy Guy with all of his initiation, and Carl as well, like the double initiator is something that these two members really like to play, and the double initiator is a composition that the members of Nigma Galaxy really do prefer.
Yeah, I completely agree with you there. The fact that Nigma have such a specified playstyle, though, could just be one of their pitfalls as well, because we know how Action PH are incredible when it comes down to their anti-stratting, but all of these strats need to have a proper battlefield for them to be executed on. So let's head on down over towards the map Beetle screen and see exactly where these teams are going to be taking us, because in my eyes, we know for a fact that Action PH, they're quite a heavy map-dependent team. And the fact that they picked up Ascent right off the get-go, it's not really a surprise. But the fact that Nigma Galaxy took their best map, being Breeze, and one of the worst maps for Action PH, could be the deciding factor by itself. Breeze is probably the worst map in Action PH's arsenal. They have the worst possible win rate, on that map. I do believe if I look at my statistics, they have a 43% win rate on the map of Breeze out of the 7 matches that they did play, while for Nigma, they have a 75% win rate out of the 8 matches that they played. So we can already see that the statistics are favoring Nigma quite heavily for their home pickup. But for Ascent, yeah, that's a little bit dicey right there.
That's the thing. For Ascent, I'm not really sure because we have seen the side of Action PH play Ascent already twice here in the qualifiers. They played it again. They played it against the Infinity Esport. They brought out double initiator Sova Q. They end up winning comfortably in 39. But then they played it against the side of 47 Gaming. We went to double overtime, and there it was that 47 Gaming were able to defeat the side of Action PH. Mirror compositions were there. It was Sova and KO. Double initiator was brought out from both of the teams. However, Action PH ended up losing. So the fact that they, in my eyes, APH are on Ascent at the very least, are going to stick with the same comp. I don't think they'll be changing comps anytime soon, but they've already had defeat here is both good and bad. Bad because whatever mistakes that they had made, which ended up costing them that one map, can be studied by the side of Nigma Galaxy, and they can, essentially exploit them. But it is also good at the same time because then Action PH will be well aware of those mistakes. They can rectify them, refine their gameplay, and then take the map of Ascent, which is why they may have. However, it's not like Nigma Galaxy are strangers to this map. For their side as well, we saw them play it yesterday against Lords of Heist, and they picked up Sova Sky. So in my eyes, at least compositionally, there's going to be only one major difference aggressive, and that is going to be NGX will be preferring Sova Sky. Meanwhile, Action PH, they may be going for the Sova kill. As of now, I do not see any other major change happen. We are seeing Astras have been locked off, like I said. RU is going to be there, Astro is going to be there. ZSB versus Georgie, another very, this is something I'm looking forward to. We know so much about the best Jets and the best duelists in South Asia, but it is always amazing to see the best of the best from Southeast Asia, compete against each other. And like I said, it's gonna be double initiator against double initiator.
Yeah, double initiator competitions going up against one another is not really that big of a surprise. What will be a surprise is how this Sky pickup is gonna work up against the other end. The thing is, we have talked about this over and over and over again, that the KO is a strong pickup, but it's a very one-dimensional pickup if you do not know how to use every single little bit of his utility to the best of your own capabilities. And Iman, he has been a perfect instructor to use this KO and to showcase to us exactly how we can bring a different light to an initiator that has not been picked up as much. And now that the Southeast Asian region have taken a liking to the KO in comparison to the Reyna was a staple pickup, and the KO fills the shoes of a Reyna in general, but it's a lot more difficult to get a lot of value out of his own abilities. Just like the Reyna Lear, you can facilitate your own pushes as well as your teammates' pushes just by throwing out proper flash, but that's the thing, you are facilitating your teammates a lot more often than just facilitating yourself, and that's going to cause a lot of problems when it comes down to the shift of dynamic and the shift of playstyles. So I'm really hoping as the teams evolve, as they are able to figure out this KO a little bit more, we see something a little bit more different. And I haven't personally seen Action PH pick up this KO as often. I'm pretty sure you have casted their game, so you already know what they're capable of.
Yeah.
So for now, at least, as we do jump on straight into the game, this KO will still be a massive question mark for me of how they're going to push this one forward. We know that Georgie's going to be incredible. We know Motski's going to be an absolute beast anchor. Are you coming in with the IJling skills is going to just run house? Literally he's going to be running across the entire map, making sure his team is going to have all of the advantages. But on the other side of Nigma Galaxy, I personally don't know this squad. I have not seen them play, so I'm gonna let you tell me, honestly, what is your take on the roster? And do you think they can take down Action PH considering what they have already showcased to us and have already achieved on their previous tournament?
Can they take down Action PH? Absolutely they can. Are they going to? That's more of a murky area for me. That's the gray zone where I can't really differentiate things from black and white. What is gonna happen and what won't. But they certainly do possess the potential. I mean, I'm not going to lie. All 8 teams, regardless of which region they are, regardless of where the players are from, they have the potential to take this entire tournament with them and to take number 1 spot. But are they going to? That is the main question to be asked. As of now, we are going through a little bit of a pause. Hopefully it resumes, because the players, they have selected their agents, they know the composition, they know the strategies. There is another small difference, that's going to be there. That's going to be Johan up against Modski. So Cypher versus KJ, the changes in the sentinels as well. Only a single sentinel brought out by both of these teams. And like I was saying, Johan, this guy loves to play the Cypher, and we'll be seeing him on this again. So I've got to say that right now I'm really looking forward to this. As for your question, Aggressive, are Nigma Galaxy going to defeat Actionph? I think on Breeze, surely they will. I think everyone can reach to this conclusion. But on the map of Ascent, I'm going to go with Actionph taking a 13-9 or a 13-10 win. Right now, just waiting on the players and all of their confirmation as well.
Wait.
Hopefully, it comes in nick of time. And yeah, other than that, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, just these 2 changes. Oh, well, the pistol round is starting. So only 2 different agent changes. And yeah, exactly like you said, let's jump into round number 1.
Yeah, I did hear the question, but microphone was muted. And I was telling an entire story, and no one got to hear it.
That's me talking to myself, yep.
Yeah, that's also me talking to myself as well. I feel you, man. We both have the same pains in life, but for Nigma, they could have a little bit different of a pain. That could be the Sky Dog not being able to find any form of information other than just one player outside of A main. They do get a tiny bit of info, though, but that's pretty much it. Now Georgie, he's looking to see if his mechanical capabilities is going to give him that slight little bit of an edge here. I do see Astro. He's just jumping around trying to go in for the jump spot. Does spot out one of the players, and that's smart. Using the back wall to go in for fast jumps. He's not going to have any problem. But Z's gets caught out because of the timing. That's going to be a costly one for him. He's going to get domed, and the B side looks right for the picking.
Absolutely does. However, the attackers, they're going to go back to a shot call. He'll be good for 1 before he dies as well. And now the members of Actionph, they have side control. Are you? Where is he? Oh, sorry, Astro. Where is he going? No idea. But Crazy Guy drops the spike and he's looking to push. He has reloaded the frenzy. He spam fires yet again. The door, it's about to close. But before that, the life closes out on Crazy Guy, leaving Johan all alone. And now he's here. He can spot out multiple members. He has been flashed. Georgie peeks. And that is going to be a headshot for the Jet. Good round from Actionph. They got the opening kill on towards, mid-market, like the pizza area. That was very vital. But then it got a bit chaotic. Thankfully for the attackers, they still managed to get into the bomb site, plant the spike.
It was really crucial for them to get that spike plant down. And now that they also have that on their arsenal, they're not opting to go in for a single Spectre buy. This could just be a smart one for them. The fact that they opted to go in for something like this could bring a different change entirely. But for now, at least, teams are going to slow it all down. We do see a technical pause from the side of Nigma Galaxy. So,
it's like
switching things around. Yeah, it looks like a disconnect. Slowing things down a little bit more. Actionph, they're gonna get a little bit more time to think it down through. They actually want to not invest into anything. They are picking up a couple of Spectres and 1 Ares in the hands of Modski, which is not a bad weapon. It's not a bad weapon anymore, man. We just have to stop getting shocked by this. We have mentally prepared ourselves. Well,
I've said this so many times, I'll say it again. Once you stay in silver, the Ares meta never leaves you. You get acclimatized, you get normalized to it. Is it a good thing getting normalized to the Ares? Absolutely not. It damages your mental state far more than anything in life. But you still get acclimatized to that. So to me, that's like, oh, wait, my teammates are playing. Oh, that's nice. At least, well, in the case of Actionph, they will be communicating. At least I hope they do.
Well, I have never been to silver at all, even when I started playing this game. So I can't
You've
really
never been in the
say.
best rank. You've never been top 100, South Asia. Sucks
Yeah,
for you.
never been top 100 South Asian silver. All the silver players in chat can unite.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, we have to see a little bit of unity from the side of Nigma Galaxy to try and take away this Swifty round. I don't think this is gonna happen. They are going in for a little bit much of an aggressive push. Already 2 members have been spotted. No utility can be thrown out whatsoever. Immediate execution, and they're just full bum rushing in towards the side, and they're gonna be able to find all of the kills that they need to get this one back.
Oh, ZBOX gets stacked, and yet again the members of Nigma Galaxy trying to retake. Even on Heaven are just being bombarded with gunfire, with utility, with smokes, with gravity wells and whatnot that no one can push through. Actionph have the total site on lockdown, and Nigma Galaxy just have to evacuate. They'll be looking for exit frags perhaps. I don't think they'll be getting any perfect flash right there. No one to capitalize off that. That was just to disorient the defenders as well and get information how many are there. Because as soon as, the flash went through, many of them started firing, and that indicates to the Actionph members that okay, there are multiple ones of them there. Be careful, they're going to be peeking. Make sure you don't die. Georgie, make sure you don't die.
One enemy remaining.
Okay, he gets one.
Imagine
And now they're
dying
just
and
gonna
being
follow.
Georgie. I don't think he
him.
has the word in his dictionary. Crazy guy though. He's gonna need to get to the spike. Sadness for him, but trying to stabilize the economy as fast as they possibly can onto their side. 0 and 2.
Absolutely.
It's looking quite strong for the side of Actionph. They already have the perfect start that they could have hoped for. So from here on out, it's all about consistency. Now, what I do like about the fact of that last round is that 2 players did opt to go in for just ghosts. So the fact is they can buy up rifles, and these rifles can pay massive dividends to the entirety of their roster if they do play it down properly. So I'm really hoping they find the kills, they find the frags, but they keep these rifles safe, because the people behind them can at least use these rifles if the anti-fraggers die out. So Georgie, what are you gonna do, buddy? Are you gonna get the kill? Or are you gonna get popped in the forehead immediately?
Well, he has given away his position and he's spam fighting. He gets one great shot, and now Carl all alone. He isolates multiple gunfights, gets a double. But again, equal man count, side control taken back up. However, here's the retaliation from the members of Nigma Galaxy. RU was isolated. There was no one supporting him. There was Tesseract on A main, but he really couldn't check the angle against multiple defenders. The spike has been dropped into no man's land. Modski's assistance is needed now more than ever, and he's gonna be peeking with the Ares. He does collect the spike, and he goes for the spam fire. He is ready for it if he wants to. Oh, that's good. That's smart. Is he gonna jump up? This can be big from Modski. One, he'll be good for one. Still a smart play. The spike has been downed again, and Tesseract with the Spectre.
I'm gonna expect it. I don't think they're gonna expect this.
30 seconds left.
He made noise. He made noise. Oh, this is bad. He has the worst possible gun for this fight as well. Gets taken out by Johan. It's a pretty easy fight for them, but that's a very unfortunate situation. If he didn't make the sound, if he just went for the swing, if he just tried to see how much he can get away with there, it could have worked out better. But at the very end of it all, in this 1 and 2 scoreline, at the bare minimum, that is,
Yeah.
it's looking to be a little bit better, I would say. They did opt to go in for some buys in that last round. Georgie was able to pick up 1 kill with his rifle, but the trades did not happen fast enough.
Yeah, I think Actionph were not expecting such quick rotations, because when the spike was being planted, the defenders just swinged with like 2-3 members on Heaven, and I don't think APH had any clue of that. So I think they were expecting a couple of slower rotations, more time for them to get into the bomb site, to get into decent post-on positions. However, Nigma Galaxy did not allow them that, as Johan does not allow Georgie to live anymore in this round. That's going to be the first kill. Your only duelist, your entry fragger gone off the board on attack. That's gotta hurt, and this shock dart is gonna hurt as well. Tesseract. Now, it's gonna be destroying the market door. But crazy guy, he's right here with the Ares, and Nigma Galaxy are looking strong in this round. Actionph, if they want to go for a B execute, they better be careful.
Now to push it down through Modski. He's gonna try to take a swing. Not gonna be able to find out much here. His buddy Iman's gonna take a back seat, but he does find the immediate refrag. It is still stuck down below in a 2. I thought it was going to be a 2 versus immediately, but Z's, he didn't find the first initial headshot even though we expected him to. Z's going to be able to change it all around. Mozi's going to be going in for the immediate trade-off, and it's still very much possible for them to hold. Carl spots out one of the players, and a beautiful swing to shut down Mozi on the immediate. Last player remaining is going to be Tesseract. Good for one, but he's not going to be good for a second. Carl coming on down strong on the sky, shutting down multiple. And with that, a 2-2 scoreline as well for the side of Nigma Galaxy. They took a little bit of a slow start, but as soon as they started to get things rolling, you know for a fact that the team, the hype is just going to be insane.
Absolutely, there are going to be good vibes to the side of Nigma Galaxy right now. Great start, and now they force off the members of APH down to bare bones by. I mean, we are going to be spotting one rifle, the hero rifle on the side of Motski. This guy is commonly known as Georgie as well. Doesn't even have his Blade Storm. That could have been helpful. That it really could have been, but he misses out by one ultimate point. So I think the entire team pushing on B main. They'll be looking to collect that. Yeah, Georgie right there on the boxes. He is looking to get that ultimate pip. He does. He's got his Blade Storm unlocked. He unleashes it, and now he's looking to unleash his fury onto the defenders. The Killjoy lockdown goes through, but look at Johan. He's going to be right here. The cyber cage goes off. He sees the jet. The dive agent's there. He goes for the spam fire. The lockdown's going to be destroyed. Crazy guy will be good for one. That's the second with 4 HP. He did more than enough for his team to come back. The reinforcements are here, and the reinforcements are killing the attackers. All down to RU, 5 HP. He's going to get picked off. And a good thrifty from the side of Actionph, I must say. They got 3 kills, but still a loss nonetheless.
Nigma Galaxy, they started off strong, and they're going to be able to do a lot. I do see a PS4 in the background of Astro.
Really, that's where my eyes went to the fan. I'm sitting here in the Delhi cold, shivering every single day, and I see the players in fans and t-shirts, and I'm so jealous. I'm like, I can't wait for summers. I know, and that's why I'm jealous. I can't wait. Shut up. Just wrong.
I hate the summer.
Wrong opinion. That's it.
Okay, listen. Everyone in chat, they can agree with me that the summertime is not fun because of the sheer amount of heat that can burn you down through. We are wearing blazers right now in this situation. That is your fault. In the summer, we would be sweating bullets out here.
That's fine with me. I would much rather be sweating than be freezing. I'm going to die on this hill. And I think everyone can agree with me on that. It is far more natural to sweat and to be in a state of sweating than to be in a state of freezing or like constant freezing. It is far more comfortable for the human body to do that.
I have no clue how the human body works for you, but sure, you don't believe in curses, and now I believe.
Well, where is that coming from? I'm sorry, where is that coming from?
No, you believe that the heat is better. Okay, fine. I'm not gonna fight this. We're gonna be jumping straight back into the matchup. We're rambling a little bit too much here, ladies and gentlemen. But on the other end of things, like, for now, at the very least, we need to notice a little bit more of a switch up. Nigma Galaxy is having a lot of technical difficulties from there, and they're trying to fix everything out, but they're still able to get out the rounds regardless. So jumping straight back into the matchup, no real dilly-dallying here. What I am expecting right now, at least, is a little bit of a switch up from the other end. Actionph, they've been pretty one-dimensional in the way that they are trying to go in for executes, and the fact that Nigma Galaxy have read into all of their plays, it could be a problem. But look at Georgie. He's going in alone, though. Iman's coming in for the backup, but pretty much gave away his position. That reload can be heard all the way from spawn. They know that he's close. And Georgie...
Johan's aware of this.
Yeah, he's aware of this. He heard the reload.
Exactly.
They know what's up.
ZBOX as well. Now ZBOX operator is going to be peeking down on Georgie. He better escape while he has the cover of the Nebula. Or if he's going to be peeking, he may just catch ZBOX off guard. He isn't aware of this extreme right angle. Jet versus Jet about to happen very soon. ZBOX peeks in, and that's going to be an off-guard kill for Georgie, allowing the members of APH to execute on towards B, where Johan was all alone. He took up another gunfight, and now that just means that the site is ripe for taking. NGX are down to 3 members, and Actionph, well, they have their full force going on, and the full force is firing everything they have. 3k for Georgie as of now, potentially maybe an ace.
on down through on this round though. He's looking to get the closing couple of kills. They're opting to go in for a save though in this round, which is smart for them because they don't have enough money to go in for buys. Yes, they did win out on 3 rounds consecutively, but the 3 rounds that they did win out on were not in the best of fashion. They did lose out on multiple numbers of their players. They could not bring in any form of an advantage for themselves. So for now at least, Georgie, he's looking to find some kills. He looks at the wrong corner. Like the right corner, which is the wrong, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And he's not gonna get that ace. He does get a little bit of information. He pretty much knows which of these 2 players are gonna be running it down through. And for now, at least on this 3-3, it's not gonna be as good.
Yeah, the to and fro of both of these teams is interesting because you never really know what the next round holds for these sides. And also with, unfortunate technical timeouts happening, player disconnections being quite frequent right now. Hopefully they can be resolved because it really worsens the momentum that is already not in the best of states. Like, you don't have a single team who is winning and winning. Unlike a previous best of 3 that we saw today, where a team, if they started winning, they had the momentum, they had the ball rolling constantly, and that snowball effect led to like 5-round sprees, 6-round sprees, things like that. As of now on Ascent, nothing along the lines of that can be seen. So for that reason, I've got to say that these technical issues, they're only making it worse. But the players, for the most of it, looks like they are ready. Looks like we can resume as soon as possible. So with that being said and done, round number 7 is going to be starting. Both of these teams opting for, well, this buy of Nigma Galaxy really isn't strong. You've got ZBOX on his Bladestorm. Ultimates, multiple ultimates for either one of these teams on board, and they've got to start using these ults to help them win. Because if NGX lose this round as well, it's got to be a proper eco for them, and then they will be in a bit of trouble.
It's a 3-on-3 situation. They have gone in for a full 5-man executor. The fast rush though, Georgie, he has proper control. He's waiting to see how much they can get away with, but back it up. Do not go in for an overpeak. Do not go in for too much of a big swing here. It is a 5 versus 5. They're opting to go in for the retake, and they're waiting for this Astral Divide to just go down. Here comes the 100's Fury, trying to get a little bit of info. They're not going to be able to fight on much. Flashes comes on down through. Crazy Guy's going to be good for 1. Ivan, I think that he's the actual Crazy Guy here. What is he doing? He's rushing it down with Astro being the one to be on their own. The Aries, sorry, to shut down another one, but gets taken out by the turret. The 6th man of Actionph coming in clutch. And now Carl, he knows he's royally screwed here. There's no way he's gonna be able to take this round. Too many angles to check, and the spike timer's taken down as well. It's already done and dusted. His position has already been revealed, and he is gonna be going in for an absolute save. And with that, they're gonna dip out. But that ultimate, man, from Crazy Guy was absolutely gorgeous.
Certainly was. And the repercussions of that, I mean, look at the amount of ultimates that were spent in the previous round. Both of the teams, they went all in. And good for Actionph, they won, because now they're really building the backbone of their economy. I mean, they have gone for, we are spotting 5 rifles full armor, a full buy, a proper full buy is there, and they still have thousands of credits in the bank. As for NGX, they've got to go for, like I said, I wouldn't call this a proper eco. You still have the Hero Vandal, but it's an eco nonetheless. It's a thrifty round. So for the side of Nigma Galaxy, they're stacking up on B. Oh, this is going to be a 5-on-5 take. The members of Actionph, they're looking to execute into the bomb site. There goes the dive from Jet and Crazy Guy. Great headshot. Carl, unfortunate. He just missed the shots right there. Missed the opportunity to capitalize off of that as Georgie runs and guns into the bomb site. ZBOX alongside Astro will be the 2 final members alive. Both of them have got sheriffs on board. They're looking to collect the rifles as well. They're there. Motsky also present. APH, they have the man advantage, but they should be looking to minimize the casualties. It should only be 3 members surviving. As for Nigma Galaxy, they may have, it's a slight chance, but they still have a chance nonetheless of trying to clutch out this round, try and get a couple more kills. There's the Vandal onto ZBOX. Astro peeking with the same weapon. He loses his life. A trade does occur, and that is going to be that. So an extremely chaotic round comes to an end. Nigma Galaxy, they had a couple of opportunities to win, but the gun differential was just there.
It was just a lot more predominant there. 3 and 5 on the scorecard, though. Not really the end of the world. But once again, we do see a little bit more of a switch up. Now, it will be Nigma Galaxy's coach, Achap, going in for a pause. He wants to calm his team down. Just tell them that, okay, this is how you need to do it. You all guys are making a lot of mistakes when it comes down to just opting to go in for a retake play. Why don't you go in for much more of an aggressive roundup? That's the thing. People run these double initiator compositions and they play it way too slow. Maybe getting a little bit more of an advantage with information pushing down over into sidelines. Maybe taking a little bit more of an aggressive approach to mid control because you're giving away the mid in multiple different occasions. Actionph, they've walked through mid multiple times to get advantages. And the fact that they're getting away with something like that should not happen on the map of Ascent. That is something you always need to remember. And I do believe that Achap is going to say exactly that to his team. And I might add, I'm a big fan of Achap. Like, back when he used to play in other tactical FPS titles, I used to follow him a lot. And the fact that I see him on coach now, big fan of him.
That is nice. Hopefully once he's ward reviewing this, he hears this and he appreciates you and tells you how the curse is bad. But right now, the tactical timeout, let's see how well it's gonna work for Nigma Galaxy because time is ticking down. Sooner rather than later, the first half is going to come to an end and the side swap may just be right around the corner. Obviously, we have 4 more rounds before that happens, so plenty of time for these teams. As right now, ZSP with 46 HP, he's gonna be healed. He loses his armor. And Nigma Galaxy, yeah, they are looking to initiate these gunfights, but they, again, like you said, use their utility to do that more so. Have the Trailblazer set up and then go for it. Maybe a flash. Actionph, what are they doing? They're going to be using the Owl Drone. They spot out Z-Spew yet again, but they know that the Killjoy is present right around the corner. Oh, sorry, the sky. And now Crazy Guy, again, he misses his shots. The Nebula, that one same Nebula is just a chink in the armor for the side of Nigma Galaxy. But still, good for them. Z-Spew gets rid of the entry fragger. Georgie is gone.
They're taking it a little bit too slow, and this could be costly for them because with the A-side execute rush coming in soon enough, the Nebula is trying to give them a little bit of information to work with, but still, look at the sky. His position will be prime, but still, it's just not gonna be enough. Iman comes in from the sideline, shuts down 2 more players, and sends us down over to a 3 versus 2 situation. There's not much that they can do to try and bring this one back. The operator's not gonna be opting good for a retake here. Turret's gonna get broken down, but are you? Knows exactly where the operator player is. He's holding in from the top side, and as soon as the player from Garden peeks out, as soon as the information gets given away, this could be bad. The Garden player is still gonna be able to survive for the kill, or he's gonna be able to shut down one. He spots out another player. He's trying to isolate this 1v1 for his buddy. Taking a swing from the left, taking a swing from the right, and Molsky's gonna be the one to shut down Carl instead. Nicely done from the side of RU and Molsky. To go in for a simultaneous double peek, not opt to go in for a little bit too much of an aggressive play, and that allowed them to take proper control, isolate that fight for one single team member while the other could still go in for a peek and be safe. No lineups whatsoever, no possibility of a spray transfer, and a good start for a 3-6 scoreline. Actionph, this is the Actionph that we know and love, and this is why they're so deadly on the map of Ascent.
Now that lethality is only going to improve alongside the round count favoring the side of the attack because, well, Nigma Galaxy, they'll be on another thrifty, and this has just been the economy. Full buy lose, full buy lose, thrifty lose, full buy lose, thrifty lose. They haven't been winning a couple of rounds. The past 3 rounds they have lost without a single win to show for it. So this is the time they better put an end to it. We have seen multiple thrifty wins happen here in the SEA qualifiers and in the main event as well. The previous best of 3 hosted quite a lot of them and quite a lot of those kinds of rounds. Now, this has got to be another, at least for the side of NGX and all of their fans watching and supporting them. The defense is stacked up on A, and yet again, Modsky, he may just walk into the B bomb side. Georgie is present, and this can be absolutely terrible for the defense because look at the spike rotating over. The spike is now over at B main. Actionph, they have a decision to make. Either this is gonna go horribly wrong for Nigma Galaxy or horribly wrong for Actionph. The spike is going on over to B. Modsky is gonna be clearing out all the corners, and now the attackers are aware, and only now the defender is getting a hint of what is really about to go down. They were wrong in this gamble, and look at Georgie. He can cut off flanks. Iman already with a double. Georgie, he loses his head. Beautiful headshot.
Absolutely destroyed.
But
Oh,
man,
One enemy remaining.
oh, one more. Oh, but these bees, he's just way too good here. Nigma Galaxy, they have a star jet player on their hands. And bees, he knows that he went in for a little bit of a fake. He gave away sound to make them think he's on the other side. He's gonna walk straight in towards the side though. Motzki has his phone number. Flash comes out. And a beautiful shot from his buddy to give him the initiator play as well. 3 at 7, but god damn, Z. That shot was absolutely disgusting. With the sheriff, he peeks out instantaneous counter strafe and crosshair placement reigns supreme. I don't even think that was crosshair placement. He pretty much flicked on his head.
whatever it was, it worked apparently. As ZBOX right now, the top frag of his team. And now with the operator, he has to put in the work. Playing a bit passively towards the B bomb side right now, not peeking towards B main, as right now the Trailblazer goes through from Sky, getting information. So Nigma Galaxy, they have gotten info that there's no one on B main. Good information, because look at what that causes. It causes rotations, and yet again, for Actionph, they have to be careful. Quick rotations have already happened from the side of the defense. Georgie pushing into the bomb side, isolates a gunfight. He's got to kill him. Yes, he gets rid of Astro. Johan there is looking for frags, will only be good for one. And now the defenders have been pushed back again. Crazy cover the shock dots, damages RU. The owl rune goes through as well. ZBOX is peeking down the corner. The operator is looking for it. He's in the gravity well. He's got to escape this, as Nigma Galaxy, they have to win this.
They're trying to get as much control as they possibly can, but Nigma, they have no idea where RU is. Z, he's been trying his hardest to try and bring this one back, but it's just not working out for them at all now, is it?
The rotations were good though.
Yeah, it's all good. That's the thing. Like, I don't see a pretty massive issue the way that Nigma are playing, but once again, they're playing it too defensive, and playing defensive against Actionph is not working. You need to switch up your strategies. I want to see them play a lot more aggressively. They have a double initiator. They can take the initiative to take these fights away, but now they don't have a possibility like that. No, consider something. The fact that they have KO to deal with on the other side, if they start pushing aggressively now, the KO pops one ultimate, and that entire push could just get flipped over on its head. They need to do these pushes according to the utility that their opponents have. And currently, they need to play defensive, but if they play defensive now, is it going to help them? Are they going to be able to win the round? Or is it going to be a 9-3 scoreline?
Certainly could go any way right now. It is the final round of the first half. The KO ultimate goes through, and this time, yet again, it's going to be an empty bomb side. The rotations aren't even there. The Guardian, though, gets good amount of HP, but Georgie is clearing out all the angles. Now he can updraft above as well. And now Nigma Galaxy, they're back again, playing for the retake. 4 members on the outskirts of the bomb side. They'll be looking to push down Garage as well. Georgie down to 20. That's the... And now goes the Cosmic Divide. So the defenders, they're looking for all sorts of a retake. They're pushing from Garage. A man will be looking to take gunfights. Another Cosmic Divide goes through. And Motzki's there. One. That's a double. Oh man, that was just sheer excellence from Motzki right there. But ZBOX into the bomb side. He dashes away. Johan, but a man with a double 1 versus 1. It's gonna be Guardian. The Guardian has got to shine. Single taps, 4 bullets. Astro,
yeah,
3. He's trying to stick it. A man peaks, and 3k. Motzki, my guy. Actionph, this team. Far too deadly.
It's 3-9 though. It's happening here, CCV, but we're talking about that later. But look at Motzki. He just rushes in. He's like W key warrior, baby. I'm just gonna go in. Body blocks coming in left, body blocks coming in right. An absolute chaos throughout the entirety of the first phase of this fight. And you have to say, with so much potency being done, it's just gonna get even more difficult, and it's just gonna be a lot more tougher as the ride keeps on rolling. And with this, ladies and gentlemen, I am amazed at how incredible both of these teams just play it out. The way that they're taking engagements, the way that they're switching out their play styles. Constantly, we are seeing a shift in momentum that should be favoring Nigma, but Action PH, he just turned around in just a couple of seconds. Motski, I didn't even notice his flank, and I was staring at the minimap the entire time. That's how
Right.
sneaky he was. No one's gonna expect him. Who expects him to go in for a massive flank, full scale, running it like he just full sent it? No one heard him whatsoever. And as we head on down over towards the first match side highlights,
Yep.
you're gonna notice that throughout the entirety of it. It felt as though Action PH, they just read into any form of strategy that Nigma Galaxy had, and they just completely caught them off guard every single time. Nigma, they didn't expect a single play from Action PH to be like this. And I understand their mechanical skill was absolutely incredible, but Nigma, they're nothing to scoff at either. They've been hitting shots, and oh my god, were those shots absolutely nutty.
Absolutely, they have been hitting those shots on the side of Action PH. I mean, both Nigma Galaxy as well. Yeah, that was the one differential that we realized towards the latter stages of this first half, is that Action PH was just winning majority of their gunfights. I'm not saying Nigma Galaxy were not doing anything, that this was, Radiance against Silvers. Nigma Galaxy were putting in work. They were certainly highlight moments which we will be seeing in this highlight reel in front of us that we are going through round after round. But overall, Action PH just had far more dominance, and the kills that they were going for, look at this, man, just running and gunning through a smoke. Carl as well had a bit of an unfortunate spree, and this round, which could have gone the way of Nigma Galaxy, it was a thrifty. They still could have tried to win it. Unfortunate for them, their luck ran out, and their luck didn't come back to them for the entirety of the first half. Hopefully now for the second one, they can make a resurrection. They can get back on winning terms yet again, because Ascent, even though it isn't the map of Nigma Galaxy, they can have a good showing here. They can give an amazing fight to the opposition. However, we are yet to witness such a fight, with the exception of 3 or 4 rounds, a couple that we witnessed earlier. Other than that, this final round as well, Motski, look, just pushing through. And I think the Sky had the guiding light as well, or maybe there was just a flurry of comms happening that you really couldn't hear the footsteps. Regardless of what it was just utter chaos, and one team emerged in a far better condition out of that half than the other. And I think we can all agree that Action PH are in the driver's seat quite comfortably right now. Even if they lose the pistol, even if they lose the anti-eco, they're not losing this lead anytime soon. 6 rounds, it's no joke.
Hey, 6 rounds is no joke, but it's the map of Ascent.
Mm-hmm.
We are here, and ladies and gentlemen, everyone can spam it in the chat just to make sure that CCV does believe.
Right. Sure.
It could happen at any time.
Maybe.
That's the thing here. You always have to remember that there's a possibility of a comeback. You should never count a team out. And we have seen this over and over again, that the map of Ascent is built for comebacks. This is known as a comeback map primarily because the attacking side in comparison to the defense is a massive shift in play styles. Normally on other maps, you have an understanding of how you really want to play, how you really want to go in for executions, and you can play it around based on that. But Ascent is a pretty, let's say, one-dimensional map in the way that you approach it. There's not really a lot of differentials that you can really go in for. If you have a certain plan in mind, then that's that. Now though, Rems, you can see that the coach from Action PH, he was smiling. He was happy about all the things that did happen inside of the matchup. So I'm gonna try and see how much Nigma Galaxy are able to adapt here. Because if they are not adapting to the best of their own capabilities, and if they just are too one-dimensional in their approach of how they want to hold down this defense and how they want to play down on their pistol round, it's just not gonna work. Because we have seen that Nigma, they're just way too stiff. Their defensive side was way too stiff for them to even do anything here. And Action PH, they're constantly evolving, they're constantly switching up their playstyles. And on this defensive round, they could just start going in aggressive. They could take immediate control. And as soon as they have that control, there is absolutely nothing that Nigma can do about it. Unless they invest all of their utility to try and gain back some real estate.
Now, speaking of utility, already we saw, the Sova Shock Dart try and damage some of the members of Nigma, but no one was damaged, glad for them. And now they're looking for a take. Now, the good thing is they can push up mid and there'll be no form of retaliation whatsoever. The recon bolt confirms that as of now in the open angles there is no one. However, Tesseract, he is jump spotting, trying to see someone, and now the cloudburst gives it away. At the very least, ZBO is right here and he is primed, locked and loaded. He destroys the market door as well. And Actionph, they've got to hold down this bomb side. At the moment, there's only a single member on B. That's going to be Motsky. He needs the support of Tesseract to help him from market, but the Nebula prevents him from seeing it's a full-on take. And Motsky, how long can he be alive? The turret really a pain for the members of Nigma Galaxy, but they eliminate the Killjoy. And now Tesseract will be the first line of defense. He is getting tagged by the Shock Dart. Oh no, he's still on 100 HP. He spots one of the members. He's pushing into the bomb site. He destroys the spy cam. And he has spotted multiple members, but there's call from Market and Actionph members. They may be falling, but they are retaliating. That is 3 kills consecutively. ZBO as well loses his life. And before you know it, it's all down to the Astra who's in Market. The spike is going to get diffused. And without losing a single frag, look at Georgie dancing. He's happy because Actionph, they have pulled this round from absolutely nowhere. Where did this come from?
It is insanity. 3 versus 4. No control whatsoever. They were trying to run it down in a side. Z had the perfect angle to take down Iman, but Iman with the classic right click just reigned in supreme. Look at Tesseract. He's laughing. He's like, yeah, we just did this. There's no way we should have won it, but we still did it, boys. Yeah, deal with it. 3 and 10, and it's looking quite bleak already for them. They need to try and figure something out. The curse is not even gonna get instigated, I do believe here. And Actionph, they're gonna shut everything down. Z's, he's getting a little bit of an aggressive angle, but look at Georgie, man. Like, this guy doesn't skip a beat. And look at that, Tesseract on the other side, he's pushing for an advantage. This is what I really wanted to see from Nigma Galaxy when it came down to their own defensive rounds. Why are they not pushing angles? They need to put them on a chokehold. And at this point, Nigma Galaxy is a little bit too little too late to try and switch everything out here. It's a 4 versus 2 situation and things are falling apart for them.
1 enemy remaining.
Beautiful headshot from
And
Georgie right
just...
there. Oh!
He's a headshot machine.
I mean, that's Georgie. What else can we say? This is why I really want to see, and this is why every single time Southeast Asia versus South Asia as well is interesting, because both Nigma Galaxy and Actionph, both of these teams belong from the Philippines, and I'm very certain there must have been national tournaments or national leagues that they must be participating in, where they have faced off against each other, where all of us as South Asian viewers might not be very well versed with it, or we might not be aware about this. But here the Esports Club, because we have Southeast Asia amongst us, because we can see these rosters, we want to see more incorporation of these two regions. We want to see these two teams playing against each other, and this is why Georgie, I want to see him. I think we did for a brief period of time in the Challenger series in December. We did see Actionph against it was a South Asian roster. I forgot which one, but there was, and I think it was global. All right, but yeah, Actionph had performed. And Actionph performed great. Now as well, they're performing even better as Johan goes off, and already that's a man down for Nigma.
The way that Actionph just play every single one of their engagements, it's immaculate. Carl, though, stuck between a rock and a hard place here. Doesn't really have much to go on opting for buys. They're trying to make all the guns that they have work out for them. Crazy guy. An absolute unit and an absolute Chad. Maybe he's gonna be able to get away with murder here. Not against Iman, though. Iman knows exactly what he needs to do to bring this one back, to switch everything around. Nigma, they're looking to see a little bit more for themselves. Has one flash in his hand. Iman, he can play this one beautifully if he waits it down through, but he's expecting this push change up. He's running from the side of scaffolding. He's not opting to go in for that fight yet.
Left.
And with that judge on the other side, I can see the Elder Flame in your hand, Georgie. You want to make this one look as spicy as possible. Good for one. He's going to be good for a second. No, he misses that one, but he actually does. That's Gonna be a deadly one. Carl from the sidelines, 19 HP. Knows for a fact one player is holding from inside of the side. And Carl, if he's able to find this kill, it's gonna be a big clutch and a half. But it's not gonna be an easy one. They heard his footsteps out. And Iman, he knows what to do. Waits for his buddy to peek out from heaven. Makes a lot of noise. And Iman's like, time to take my swing and time to take away all the glory. Action PH, they've sent this now over towards match point. And at this stage, CCB, I don't think there is anything that they can do to try and bring this one back.
I absolutely certainly have to agree with you. I think Ascent is a lost cause
I can hear
because
the fat lady in the background.
no matter what Nigma Galaxy try, no matter how many rounds they win, 9 is far too many. And I think Action PH have decent control over 1 out of those 9 rounds. They'll be able to win already. Oh, look at Georgie. Beautiful headshot. And he confirms the second as well. Gets his blades back. Pushing in the smoke. The pop flash as well. The right click goes through. Another pop flash. No, it's going to be a cloud burst. A man with another. And Nigma Galaxy. This to me feels like a death match. This to me feels like, I don't know. This is pure run and gun aggressive. And Action PH are getting a look at this. When have you ever seen defenders pushing into attacker spawn in such a manner and then they start to win those gunfights?
Stro, he did switch everything out here, but I think it's done and dusted.
Yeah.
Showing too much respect to your opposition can bring you down a couple of heads here. And Georgie, he does get the final kill. Enigma Galaxy, they take a tough loss on a 3-13 scoreline, mind you. These are the scorelines that you really don't want to see, especially when you are playing on a tournament scene. Because if this is what it looks like for the first initial game, imagine what's going to happen on the second. I know it's Breeze, but look at how excited he is in the background. He's like, yep, we did it, boys.
I mean, he's Georgie,
Make
dude.
it happen.
Georgie finished it off with a 4K. Obviously, he's going to be excited. How many kills did he have? We'll have to check it. But
He's dancing it out, man.
I've never seen any South Asian team doing this. I'd love to see a dance battle. But regardless, this was not a war. This was just a sheer dominating battle that Action PH ended up winning quite comfortably. 13-3. Seeing how the previous best of 3 went, 13-7, 13-7, 13-10, we were expecting something similar to that. But in this case, we have witnessed that maybe it's because of the experience these two teams have. Again, the one thing we haven't taken into consideration is both of the teams are from the same country. So obviously they must have met up against each other in broadcasted settings multiple times, maybe even in like behind the scenes scrims and stuff. I am not really sure about that. We are just speculating here. It may have been that form of experience. It may have been just Ascent working all too well for Action PH. And then, as in your words, I described aggressive, just playing better Valorant in general, plain and simple. You know, whether it be with their strategy, more so in my eyes, it was with gunfights. I mean, look at the gunfights they were taking. I was
just confident, man.
Exactly. Let's have a look at the highlight reel and we can talk over these gunfights as well. That confidence. I mean, the final round, I was appalled by it. Like, how can defenders quite literally run and gun and get away with this? But Nigma Galaxy, very early on, in the extreme initial stages, they had a couple of rounds. They won those 3 rounds all together. But after that, they just slipped out and it felt like they slipped and they broke their bones and they just couldn't get back up because no matter what they were trying, Action PH were absolutely obliterating them.
Problem with the roster in general that I've been seeing is they're way too passive. I always tell you this over and over again, CCP, that Valorant is not a game of passive play. You cannot win a single game if you play way too passive. You need to know the fine balance, or you just need to hold your W key so hard that you just are in your opponent's faces at all moments, make them feel uncomfortable, and do not give them a second to breathe. Because as soon as they have that second, they're going to switch it all up. They're going to take control away from you if they know exactly how to play aggressive. And they're going to take the fight to you. And that's what Action PH did in multiple different fronts. I have not seen Action PH even slow down for even a second. Just look at this man. Georgie's going crazy. He's having dance battles. He's showing his personality off, not only on the camera, but also in his gameplay. And everyone is following similar suit. Are you smiling it out down through? Iman coming in hard. Tesseract just completely tearing through his opposition. They just had so much more better communication in comparison. And if the game like this happens for game number 1, I understand this is the best map for Action PH, but
True. It's
Even
more than just
Breeze.
maps.
Yeah, it's more than just maps at this point. This is a team mentality. And I'm really hoping that Actionph is going to be able to get his team back up into form.
Yeah, that is true because one can make the defense for the side of Nigma Galaxy that okay, on Breach they've had far more statistics. They're like the results speak for themselves when compared to Actionph. The Nigma Galaxy usually perform better there, and for APH it's one of their lesser picked maps and one of their lesser liked maps as well. So that is there. But like I said, to me this has transcended just statistics. To me this is now like a mental state that both of the teams will be in. And you briefly mentioned the mental state on the side of Actionph. You know, they were happy, they were dancing, they were making the jokes, all of that stuff. But other than that, I'd say the pretty interesting stuff as apparently, oh, my apologies, I am having some technical issues. Hopefully the players do not for the next map. There were quite a few of them. And what are your thoughts about those, Aggressive? Did the technical issues play any factor, especially the ones that happened early on?
I believe it will play always a factor, but that's the thing. It happened so early on in the match. It was still a pretty close one. It was a 3-3 scoreline, so can you really say it was that big of a problem? Not really, because the teams were just able to reset from it. They were going to be able to switch everything out. They can be a lot more better in that state. So I guess it's completely fine. It's not the end of the world. They can still come on back from it because the map of Breeze is not really the most favorable map of Actionph. When we did see them the last time, they had a pretty rough time on this map in particular, but you never really know what this roster is going to be capable of. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be setting up game number 2. We're going to be heading on down over into a short break. Don't go anywhere though. Grab your snacks, grab your popcorn, and make sure to also check out the links down below in the description to check out our sponsors of Nvidia, Crucial, LG Ultragear, and Corsair. We'll be back with you real shortly with the Zotac Cup Valorant after a short little break. welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Zotac Cup Valorant powered by Nvidia, LG Ultragear, Crucial, and Corsair. Your boy Aggressive is back with CCB on his side to jump straight down over onto the matchup once again after a very, let's say, one-sided game and a pretty rough one. Let's head on down over towards the map video screen to get a full-on recap of what really went down on the map of Ascent, because the 13-3 scoreline, it just, ouch. That hurts. Especially when you're on the side of Nigma. But on the plus side, you're going to the worst map of Actionph. Well, supposedly, statistically, they're worst. But at the same time, you know that statistics can always lie. I love numbers, but sometimes when you consider the game of Valorant, you win out on your own map, and you have a high tendency of winning out on your opponent's map. But if you lose out on your map, and then you have a high tendency of winning out on your opponent's map. And do not say that it's not true. That's the Valorant curse.
It happens with every game. That happens with every esport. It's not like it's Valorant specific or anything. But right now, what is going to be specific? It's a very specific map request and a map choice taken up by and picked up by the side of Nigma Galaxy. They have opted for Breach. And Gracie, we were talking about why this is going to be, and this could potentially be a map win for NGX. It's because Actionph really have seemed to struggle on this map. They've not had good results. The times that they have played, majority of them, like majorly, they have lost on Breeze. However, the other argument, the other perspective we have to look for, at this is gonna be the momentum and the mindset of the players of Actionph. And again, you know, it's not like NGX members aren't going to like try and refresh their minds, restructure themselves. After all 10 players in the lobby, they are professionals of the game of Valorant. They have been playing Tier 1 Valo for quite some time. They know each other very well. They know themselves as people very well. So they know not to take a loss extremely to the heart. Play every map like how it is. Do not think about the macro side of things. Do not think about if you lose this, you go down into the lower brackets and stuff. Let us casters, let the audience members worry about that. We'll figure that out. As players, just focus on the map at hand. And the map at hand is going to be Breeze. So yet again, we may see something similar here in terms of the compositions. One major difference, yeah, we are going to be seeing Cypher. We will be seeing the Viper as well. I do not think Astra will be picked, as she never is. Viper has like above a 93% pick rate or something like that on this map, and it only gets stronger. So Viper's gonna be there, Cypher's gonna be there, and let's see, and let's think about the other, possibly even the two initiators that can be brought out.
Yeah, let's just see how it's gonna work it down through for them. But for now, at least, I don't know. Nigma, they have the best opportunity to win out on this map, but considering how well Actionph are on their aim game, that's the primary flaw here. I look at Breeze and I'm like, okay, a map that requires a lot of strategy. But this is new Breeze. Yeah, remember.
True.
This is new Breeze. I absolutely forgot about that over the top of my head. This could be Actionph's best map. No. With all of the changes. The map is no longer as defense-sided as it used to be, or attack-sided as it used to be. There were multiple slew of changes. The defenders have a lot more avenues to work with. The attackers have a lot more opportunities to go in for proper pushes. Everything about this map has changed. When I entered Breeze for the first time, in a deathmatch, mind you, not even in a normal game, I was like, how the hell do I move around this map now? Because there's so much cover, people can hide behind every single corner, and the timings that I was used to for the longest time is now non-existent.
Right. And that's going to be the question. Are the players going to be adjusted to this map? Like you, Aggressive, will they get a big shock as to what exactly to expect here? I think the players, obviously, they must have gone into like a custom game together. Breeze and Bind, they must have dedicated a couple of hours as soon as the update came out, which was 4 days ago, I believe, for South Asia, somewhere around 4 days ago.
4 days.
They've had plenty of time, exactly, to get well acclimatized to it. So with all that being said and done, I'd say it's gonna be interesting seeing Breeze, in my eyes, I think for the first time, but I may be wrong. I think over the Gauntlet, we did see this map yesterday or day before yesterday, but I'm not too sure about that. Here, the Zotac Cup, though, after the update, this is gonna be the first time we'll be seeing Breeze. So let's jump into it. Let's start off. Let's commence the pistol round. Actionph. They'll be the ones on defense. Nigma Galaxy, they will be starting out on attack, and now a lot riding on this. APH, they already have a map on board. They're just looking for sheer victory right now to end this best of 3. 2-0, quickly done and dusted, so they don't have to figure out more stuff about Nigma Galaxy. Meanwhile, NGX, they are trying to hold on for as long as possible, and hold on they are with dear life.
Considering them and considering their playstyles, they should be able to get a little bit out of it. But Georgie,
Ooh.
this guy plays such a dangerous game, man. Both of the jets are simultaneously traded, but losing that jet on attack is going to be a lot more deadly in comparison to losing it on the defense. He went in aggressive. He got the first initial kill that he needed. He traded himself out. And now, how do you want to enter a site? You don't have as much info. You don't have as much room to work with, but this is a dangerous game that Ryu's playing, but I think he likes the danger.
Oh.
And him on. Just look at this man. He's pushed out, but he's pushing in so far that this could be bad for him. Ryu's gonna be able to shut down one more. Iman's gonna be able to shut down Carl from the sidelines, and with that, they have full control and full reign. And Crazy Guy, I know you're absolutely nuts, but it's not gonna happen for you anytime soon, buddy. 3 versus 1. He gets taken out, and a 1-0 scoreline going in the favor of the side of Actionph.
Good hold right there, I'm not going to lie. And Actionph, they are looking really well. And yet again, Actionph, you know, I don't think they'll be looking to make too many mistakes. Georgie, that was a tad too aggressive. Unless he, I mean, had he not gotten that kill onto ZSPU and gotten a jet for jet trade, we would have absolutely criticized that play, because it was, even with the kill, it wasn't the smartest of plays. It was extremely risky. I get the high risk, high reward factor, but that was just regular. What he did do good was he got rid of the jet on the side of Nigma Galaxy. That was really important. And right now, Georgie, he's had the biggest heart attack of his life. He spotted 5 attackers right here. The recon bolt as well. The information at call. Motsky with the Ares. He gets a double, and Motsky got a triple in the bomb site before dying. A man falls through, but Tesseract is there for the retrade. 2 versus 1 now. Crazy Guy with the Marshal. He'll be peeking off. He'll be picking off the members. Yes, he is. That is another shot. And now the spike has been dropped. 1 bullet. He will be reloading, but he doesn't need to do anything else. He just has to sit there, look pretty, and watch for the angle, as the spike retrieval has yet to be done. Oh. This can be big.
Oh yeah, he's patted himself off. He's like, yes, exactly where I'm gonna cool down. It's a tropical map.
Oh my god.
And now that he has the perfect lurk, does Crazy Guy expect this? Does he know?
Maybe.
He knows. He knows. He has that sixth sense. He
30
knows.
seconds left.
Are you?
He's looking away now.
Oh god. Oh god. There's not really a lot of time. Can he run? I'm pretty sure he can run towards the other side if he wants to. And he's gonna do exactly that. Both of these players are using the map to their best capabilities. And then it's gonna be the perfect startup for them. Get that plan down onto B.
Left.
And it's gonna be a retake situation for RU. Not looking like a good one, because you gotta remember that Marshall is a lot more powerful than that Ares in this situation.
And the shock dart and the recon bolt as well. A lot of utility right there. So the recon bolt goes off. RU is not there. And the Marshall, where exactly will he be looking with that? That is the toxic screen, probably to bait out the Sova.
Yeah, that's gonna
However,
happen.
gets it.
As I
Nigma
said, the
Galaxy
Marshall's
trade
just
zone.
way better.
He was watching that exact corner, and Actionph, they have fumbled this a bit. I mean, Motzi, he got a triple kill right there. But after that, NGX, they got through. They broke the defense of Actionph. And yeah, that was exactly what they needed. Now the fact that they have won the second round after losing the pistol really puts the economy in a whole different limelight for these teams. As Actionph, they'll be going for a semi-buy with 3 Marshals and the Sheriff.
This 1-1 is going to be shifting over to a 1-2 soon enough. Taking it slow and steady though. Ooh, Tesseract. He's trying to play a dangerous game of his own. He does get a couple of the tags though, and those tags are going to give him an edge. Georgie, he's looking for a shot, but Iman's not going to be giving anything away to him anytime soon. Let's get that kill on towards the face of Carl. And with that, they're going to be making a forward position for themselves. And this forward position should be the think that works out.
Oh my.
Tesseract, this Marshall play, man. The Marshalls are so good. It's dealing so much damage. They have so much control. The Marshalls hitting headshot after headshot. But Astro, he's switching everything out. This man's gonna be good. Insult to injury. He's gonna be able to shut down one more for himself. Looking for the final kill. Looking for that final bullet straight into the body. Send them back home packing. Crazy guy has nothing here. With 50 HP and a Vandal in his hand. How much more can he do? Will he be able to pull off another impossible clutch? Or will he die out here? But against two players, I don't think it's going to be physically possible.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, I think the HP is a big differentiating factor. The one good thing that can happen in his favor is going to be if he can isolate those gunfights. That is the only way he can help himself. He's going on over to the B bomb side. There's no one as of now. Rotations will be happening very soon. The audio cue will be given to Iman, and he's got the Trailblazer alongside as well. But he is still waiting for the Cypher. No, he's not waiting for anyone. He just peeks the corner, and with the new boxes, the wall, whatever you want to call it, the double boxes, he just gets the headshot, and I think that's what matters, not the call out. Actionph, they're back into this, and with this thrifty win, the Marshals, they have, I mean, yeah, it's always for these Southeast Asian teams. The Sheriffs, the Marshals, they just get amazing and intense value out of them. And no one can just seem to counteract them. When your headshots are this precise, when they're so crispy, you can't really do anything else with them.
It's just insanity how beautiful all of these plays are. And now that it's on this 2-1 scoreline, it's building up and up and up over time. Ryu, in this case, he's holding his own angles, and ooh, he spots on the shoulder. Doesn't opt to go in for the peek. This is smart from him. If he opted to go in for that swing, there was an easy chance that Crazy Guy was gonna pop him in the forehead, even though he has the worst weaponry in this situation. His crosshair placement's not gonna be clean enough in him on. He's catching him off guard in multiple different fronts. Ryu spots out one more player. He's trying to jump on in, but Iman's already there for that backup. Beautiful shots and a beautiful crossfire being set out from the side of Actionph. They have so much more control here, CCV. I can't stress this enough. Look at the map of Breeze. Look at where the defenders are. Look at where the attackers are. They're getting flashed out of their own teammates, and that Tesseract's just still hitting more heads.
This is brutal. Look at where all the kills have happened. I mean, Actionph, like you mentioned, total domination, sheer control right there. Johan also been spotted. Flawless win for the defense right here. Actionph, their economy is flourishing, their round count is flourishing as well. But Nigma Galaxy feels like they are in a drought at the moment. They can't seem to get anything for themselves. You know, whatever they have sowed, it's not reaping. And they just really need to freshen up. They've got to make sure. I mean, this is a full buy, and this is a full buy with NGX putting everything on the table. They've got 3 ultimates as well. I believe if they can get a plant down, Astro will not spend even a second without initiating his Viper spec. The Hunter Fury can go off as well, but in all of that, for all of that to happen, the side of NGX, they need side control, and side control is exactly what Actionph have been denying them. Georgie, look at how aggressive this is. This was a tad too much. I think Georgie, yeah, I mean, now Actionph are really overdoing a little bit.
This is the control that they do have, and ooh, bees. This is gonna be a pretty close one for him. Swinging out, taking a fight. It's gonna be Ryu trying to hold down the sidelines. It's just not gonna be working out for him. B's gonna be the one to shut it all down. Modski from the sideline takes out Johan. Crazy Guy takes out his own twin brother. Tesseract needs to take a back seat. Modski, he's pushing his way up. What's on the gen? Beautiful headshot on the 1. He's sitting him down over to a 1 versus 3. He doesn't have a body next to him though. He's not gonna be able to find that shot. It's gonna be a difficult one for him to try and get the secondary. Carl swings out immediate. And now, he's gonna be the one to take it all away. 3-2, and it's gonna work out.
Totally will. It was a do or die round for the side of Nigma Galaxy. Had they lost they would be at a severe severe disadvantage heading into the next one with an eco as well. But like I said, for Actionph, they can afford guns, and even if they lose this round, I think they'll have enough to go for 5 rifles. In this case though, Georgie hasn't been having the best of days as of now. He got that 1 kill in the pistol round. After that, it's been 4 rounds and he hasn't had a frag, so he should be looking to get back into form. As Crazy Guy, he uses his Hunter's Fury, trying to spot someone. He will, maybe, but Georgie, he gets a great headshot, mind you, and he's looking for the second, but Carl swings up, and now side control has been taken because Motsky also falls. Astro is going insane towards Tube, and now Actionph again, down in numbers. The operator cannot be retrieved. A man will be peeking wide, trying to spot someone, but this to me feels again like a lost position for the defense.
Oh, he didn't spawn out the gun barrel. That's why it was so quiet there, CCB. I was like, did he spot the gun barrel? Did he spot the gun barrel? He's waiting to see. He's trying to get an engagement. Throw down a flash. Get that immediate pop on the one. He's looking for more. But Carl, he played that angle so beautifully. He knew which angle he wanted to take from. He knew the fight that he wanted to bring out. And with those final couple of kills, they just take it all away. 3-3 on the scorecards, ladies and gentlemen, and both of these teams are now back in action and they're now back in groove. You have to say that this is how it's all gonna work out, and if this is how the rounds are gonna get closer and closer, eco will be a massive problem. The defenders, they're feeling the pressure. The eco's taking massive hits and they're opting to go in for a little bit of an eco buy. They have guns. They can win out on the round. But this is smart because they'll still have enough to go in for buys in the following. But Bees, he immediately catches out Georgie, who was trying to pull out his knives.
Okay, the spam fire. I thought it may just work for Actionph. The shock dart gets one. Tesseract with the second using the Marshall. But I think that will be that. Motsi all by himself, pushing down highway, now going towards castle. He is looking to enter from B main, looking for a kill. But there is the tripwire. Oh, no, sorry, that was the other. Regardless, the Cypher is dead, that's why. Apologies, but right now, Motsky, he's still pushing for it. And the neural theft can be good. However, he needs to kill someone in order to get the information. Chances are, is he going to kill anyone? The barrel of the gun has been spotted. Astro's location is known. Motsky with a cyber cage. He is spam firing through, and he pushes. But Carl was there as backup while Astro was reloading. So still, good from the side of Nigma Galaxy. They got through this thrifty that Actionph went for just with upgraded pistols in a pretty decent manner. I mean, 2 people died, but that's still fine. Now Actionph, now they really they're the ones who have to win this round. They have more ultimates on board, and now they just have to use all of these ults in order to help them secure the round win. And still, you know, we are seeing the couple of members in terms of kills from both of the teams. Georgie, Ayu, Zisbu, Yuhan, both the Jets, they really have got to make sure that they come back in form. And whichever Jet comes back into form before and comes back to their former glory before, I think that will be a big assistance to their roster, regardless if the roster we're talking about is APH or NGX.
Now though, Iman, it's his turn. He's playing it a little bit too aggressively though. It could be a little bit of a problem. Play it slow. Reel yourself back in. Slow it down again. I like this shifts of momentum. They're getting information, but they're not going overly aggressive with it. This is one of the key differences between Actionph and Nigma Galaxy. They know when they can press their advantages, and the fact that they are doing so is giving them all of the advantages as well. Look at the A side. Are you? I think he's dead. This guy's just gonna...
Unless the Viper spit.
This Viper spit needs to come in now, though. That's why.
Oh. Now the execute is right here. Johan gets the kill onto Georgie again for Actionph. One member taken off. It's gonna be a fake. And now there's going to be Motsky right here towards highway up against Johan. Tesseract spots him. He's looking for the kill. This fake. Tesseract peeking through. Is he gonna win the gunfight? He has to. He does. But there are more members right here on mid. The Sova barely escapes. The B push is in full force. And Crazy Guy is holding the angle. So is Motsky. He'll be good for 1. That was the second for him. 2 versus 2. 9 seconds on the board. The spike has got to be planted. As a matter of fact, it will be. Iman is right here. He has been tagged. He loses his life. And that may just be the round losing moment. Unless Ayu does something about it. The AWP has been dropped. Hyper split. Something. Oh.
It's just done. Like, there's not much that you can do about that one.
Mm-hmm.
Nigma, they're now back in form. They're now back in the driver's seat. They have a 2-round advantage on their side. And the defenders, they're pretty much on their last legs.
Right.
I'll just switch everything out from here. Let's look at the options here, CCB. They are going aggressive, but
Here.
the thing is, they're not using their utility to stop a lot of these pushes. I'm seeing Actionph rely so much on their gunfights that it's just causing a lot more problems for them. And I think that Georgie would never have expected that. Even I didn't expect that. He's just dashed straight into Georgie's and waiting on it. Georgie's like, oh, wait a minute. Hello?
I know exactly where you are.
Okay, Tesseract, he spots. Oh, great headshot right there. And a man pushes through. That can be another kill. It will be in an instant. This thrifty round. But I don't think they're aware of Crazy Guy's location. He'll be good for one. He does. He spots another. He gets one more. And that's the clutch. Crazy Guy. What?
These solos are too good to be true, man. Absolute insanity from both sides. They just have so much more control. They're bringing in the pain. They're bringing in the hurt. And they're just doming people left, right, and center. Not even a single second is wasted here.
1, 2, 12 bullets. 3, just... Sheesh. Okay, and Nigma Galaxy are the ones to have taken a timeout. Pretty interesting. So what exactly are they thinking of here? Are they looking to make sure that they keep the lead, like they go for something like a 7-5? Because Actionph, they really are. I mean, even though that round should have been theirs, that round should have been on the side of Actionph, but it really wasn't. And that has absolutely hurt their mentality now. Everything that happened on the map of Ascent, all of it has been neutralized. At least, well, in terms of how the players think of this matchup, not in terms of the score. The score is going to be permanent. Actionph are still up on map. That cannot be denied. But right now, what exactly are the players thinking? How exactly are they looking to play? It's quite interesting to think about.
So on this 3-6 score line, they're changing it all up. And I do believe that Nigma taking this pause is not a bad idea because the players' nerves are possibly acting up here. Their momentum is running high and they could have a pretty big chance of making a lot of massive mistakes if they're not slowing things down a little bit more. But it also is going to be working on the favor of Actionph because no momentum being gained is basically their opportunity to keep the ball rolling on their court. But Iman, this is such a dangerous game that you're playing. Your flash is in your hands.
Ooh.
And he's unexpected.
Yep.
He finds that kill and now you don't have a sky anymore. You don't have a flash. You don't have information like you used to. And that's going to be another kill.
I
Too much
don't
aggression.
really get... Yeah, I don't really get this from the side of Actionph. They already saw one kill happen on mid, peeking the same angle right now, allowing more map control for the NGX members. I mean, just way too good. Now, Motski, he gets plenty of information about the whereabouts of these attackers, and he'll be peeking through highway. He may just spot a person. The tripwire has been triggered. The toxic screen goes through Motski. That's going to be one easy kill for him. The neural theft really going to be used. Look at Tesseract pushing through. That is a great headshot. This can be a good retake, but the Viper, that is going to be the primary factor. Astro has got to stay alive. He's got to be looking for kills, but even he goes down. And alongside him, maybe the chances of Nigma Galaxy winning.
No,
But Carl revives everything. And Carl, he's got to keep the hopes alive. Crazy Guy's also there with the operator. He misses the shot. Motski pushes through. Carl with the 3K. Nigma Galaxy winning another round that should have been from the side of Actionph.
These rounds are just... I have no clue. I think that this is just one of those maps where Actionph will always have a rough time on. Like, there's no situation where you're gonna say that, oh, it's Actionph and they're making a lot of... But it's the map of Reese. This is one of the biggest maps in the entire game. It's so open that it's nearly impossible to get any form of a plan on this map if you are not a team that can play for close quarters or long range gunfights like that. This match relies a lot on ability usages. And the fact is, ability use from the attackers, at this point at least, Nigma Galaxy, they're way better in every single front. And that's why they're able to find so many more of these kills. Look at the way that they're using their abilities to take control. But Georgie, he comes in down strong. He's gonna be swinging out. An absolute animal of a player, though. Okay. I'm seeing you. You're on my radar. But Johan, I think that he needs to be the one that we witness all of the plays from. Gave away his sound cues. And Georgie, stay.
Don't push it. Don't push it.
Stay.
Don't push it.
Should be able to survive this. Yeah, he has the timing. Easy tap for him.
Okay.
A 4K for Georgie. Finishes everything off, but that was a very risky play. Georgie,
Last
He could've
round
died
in the
there.
half.
Absolutely. And again, isolating these gunfights when you know your team is down, it's not good. But Actionph, they may be down, but they're not out. Not as of now, regardless. 7-4 is the score. And I've got to say that winning this final round for Actionph, it's going to be fine. Like 7-5, yes, you are at a 2-round deficit, but you can make that up by winning the pistol and then the anti-eco. There's nothing bad about that. You can inherently make up the differential. But anything more than that, and you run the risk of just, your opponents extending the lead even more. As right now, Nigma Galaxy, they are prepared for a full-on B take. The jet dashes in, and a man falls through. Look at ZB pushing up, and that's going to be another kill. The Hunter's really doesn't affect him, but Motski, it surely does affect him. All 3 kills have happened on the basis of these ultimates, and Actionph have had no reply whatsoever.
it's just gonna be the thing that breaks it all down. Georgie takes a swing. He's gonna try to take a fight, but he's not gonna be able to get away with much here. Are you beautiful tap on one of these players? Georgie's gonna be the one to survive. He's trying to get as many advantages as he possibly can for his own team. He wants to go in for a right click. Not gonna be able to find out much. Carl's playing his own mind games. It's a 3 versus 1 situation. There's not really anything that they can do.
Oh, he's sticking it.
Spotted out the last player. Knows exactly where he is. And Carl's gonna be the one to put the final nail on the coffin and make sure the round swap does happen as well. We're switching on down over, ladies and gentlemen, over towards the other side. And let's just see how both of these teams are going to be playing it out here. Because primarily, all of these fights that are being taken now need to happen with a proper game plan and a proper idea moving on down the line from here. It's the round swap. We know for a fact that Actionph are much more of an aggressive team. They like to take fights. They like to take swings. They like to push their way forward into multiple different avenues. But I don't think that's going to be the case here. Not just yet. Because they're not really as comfortable on this map. They're making a lot more mistakes. And these mistakes are just piling up and up and up over time. And to try and figure out how to go up against these mistakes, they need to maybe just take a deep breath, reset themselves mentally, because I feel as though their nerves are acting up a lot in these scenarios. Like, you can see Georgie going in for fights that he really shouldn't be taking. Iman pushing onto mid. I like the idea, but he's pushing mid alone without any form of help. And Georgie came in how late? Like, he was really late for this matchup. And we're going to be seeing that throughout the entirety as of the match highlights as we run it down through for the first half. Because primarily, breaking down the first half was purely a basis of Actionph just wanting fights. They had the map control. They had everything, but they settled for individual map control instead of playing together as a roster, playing together as a unit to take down their opposition.
Extremely true right now. And now with the side swap, again, it brings up the question that this, aggressiveness, is this going to lead to good results where they get up in the faces of their opponents? Or does this mean that Actionph will yet again, I don't know, maybe be reckless, peak angles which they shouldn't, and it will allow easy retakes, or it will allow easy denials of executions from the members of Nigma Galaxy? Because Nigma are looking strong. What we witnessed earlier can be a repeat. We saw 13-3 before. We can see like a 13-5 or a 13-4 happen right now as well. If Nigma Galaxy play their cards right, and if Actionph are on the same path as they were these past couple of rounds, just losing to and fro, back and forth, especially rounds that they have no intention of losing, were still snatched away from their hands. The 1v2 clutches, the 1v3 clutches, Nigma Galaxy were just looking in control, and they were looking like a far better roster. Even this round, Actionph, they got those kills. Look at Tesseract right here. Beautiful shot. Then came Iman, and that was another kill. But one isolated gunfight, second isolated gunfight, third one, and Crazy Guy just clutches it when he really
Absolutely
shouldn't
crazy
have.
guy.
When Actionph really shouldn't have allowed any member from NGX to do it. Even this round, after Motsky got rid of the Viper, it was then a 2 versus 2, and Carl just got a 3k. He just happened to, because there weren't any trades from APH. There were none whatsoever.
It just goes to show how small shifts and small changes in mentality and maps can just completely shut down a team. It's really difficult to say the very least of how you're gonna try and bring yourself back from such a massive deficit. It's a 4-8 scoreline. It's not a scoreline that you can actually be proud of. It's not a scoreline that you can proudly go down over onto the second half, especially on the map of Breeze, because Breeze, in my eyes, requires you to have that certain level of professionalism, and it needs you to have that certain level of discipline to just give you that slight edge. But on the attacking side, especially with the slurry of changes, I do believe that Nigma Galaxy, they have practiced this map in and out, and they have pretty much
be the
mastered
case.
all of the changes.
Right.
Now that the defenders can no longer peek from that back wall anymore, entering into the B side is a lot more simpler. And there is
That is
nothing
true.
that the defenders can do to try and take a long range sideline, and the operator peaks that normally would be on the B side is a lot more difficult to do now.
Absolutely so. And now with all of these changes, being honored by, and the powers being harnessed by the members of Nigma Galaxy as well, can they utilize all of those powers to help them secure this map win? Because again, in the macro side of things, like looking at this from a meta perspective, absolutely necessary for NGX to get this map win. If they lose out on here, I'm not going to lie. I mean, they'll just be pushed down, kicked down, booted away into the lower bracket, where it's not going to be an easy journey facing off against a team from South Asia, and both the rosters will be hungry for a win. But the thing is, there will be only space to feed one. So in this case, it's better to bite right now. It's better to chew down your opposition when you have the opportunity. Go into the map of Haven, and then we can see which team will come out on top. But at the moment, with how it stands, NGX, they have good chances. All of that though can absolutely change once we head on over to the side swap. We don't know how the side swap is looking. I'm very sure that because of how recent these changes are, I do not think these teams have played against each other on Breeze previously. So now with the side swap happening, it's going to be another fresh start, allowing both the rosters, all 10 of the members, something different to essentially help them win. And now let's see, Actionph, they will be on attack. Already the guiding light going through on the A bomb side, trying to disorient a couple of the members. Sky will be picking up that ultimate op. The spike still down towards attacker spawn, as the attackers themselves, they are looking for map control. However, it's going to be Carl with the opening kill onto Modsky.
They do have the frags and they do have it all under lockdown, but it seems as though once again Nigma, they're a lot more comfortable on this map. But again, not taking aggressive control, they're taking it slow and they're trying to play it reactively. The map of Breeze is one of the few maps that I would say personally you can play like this and be as reactive as you can possibly get. But once again, slurry of changes down over on towards the B side. The defenders can play reactively and they will still have avenues to work with.
Down B.
And these spots on Iman's head and sends a bullet straight into it. He needs to take a back seat and allow his teammates to just work their magic.
Oh, Georgie's got to win this duel right now to allow his team entry into the A bomb side.
He needs to be fast. He's dead.
Oh, he still gets the headshot. However, the reinforcements are here from the members of Nigma Galaxy. Actionph, they are there on A main. Georgie, brilliant headshot. But towards the A main, crazy guy. He lands the shot onto RU. 14 seconds. Georgie has got to do something right now. Otherwise, the spike has to be planted. Georgie with the third. That is going to be the round. Nigma Galaxy win the 9th. And they are looking ever so stronger on Breeze.
It's just... I'm amazed at what Georgie pulled off. The guy had such a rough time trying to get that kill on towards Astro. Astro was just jiggling around constantly, being able to dodge out his bullets, but on this 4 and 9, it's just gonna get even more difficult. Nigma Galaxy, they have such a massive advantage. And Z's, he's just adding salt to the wound at this point. Looking for a last couple of kills. Johan answers back onto one more. Johan's gonna be able to get a second, and I think it's over. This round is done. Double digits on the board, and Nigma Galaxy, they're the ones to take full control.
They absolutely are, and now the side of Action PH, really nothing much that can be said about them. You know, on this map, I think it's done and dusted. With the end of this round, I think it may just have been the end of the entire map. Action PH is still going to be trying everything. They've got only 100 credits to spare. That's going to be on Georgie. Other than that, full buy. Whatever they can afford, they have bought. Nigma Galaxy, in the meanwhile, they're still sticking through with the bonus buys, with the exception of the operator that's now there on ZBOX. That's going to be pretty interesting. The op can lead to some interesting scenarios, and ZBOX, I'm very certain he's going to make great use out of that gun. But other than that, as of now, okay, NGX, they have gone for a technical timeout. This may be a bit of a heartbreak for them, since their momentum will be stopped. So hopefully it gets resolved as soon as possible, because they wouldn't like to waste any more time. Sorry, I think Nigma Galaxy are already starting to make plans about Haven and how they want to play there, because Breeze, in the eyes of almost everyone, seems done and dusted.
It does look as though the problems will start to add up and build up even further. For now, at least. Both of these teams, they can just take a little bit of a chill pill and try and figure out exactly what Action PH are doing wrong here. Now, it feels as though they're taking too many 1v1 engagements. That's the first initial problem right off the get-go. It just doesn't look as though they're playing like a team.
Yeah.
I have no other way to put it. Like, that's the problem here. Like, they're not playing like a team. Where Nigma, they're just running in together. That's one of the main reasons why they're losing. There's no other reason for this. They're hitting their shots. They know what they're doing. It just looks like Action PH. They're running around like headless chickens.
Certainly so. And right now, Action PH, well, these chickens, they may have come to take revenge. It is time to wake up, and the alarm is singing. And, well, Action PH, okay, this looks like this timeout may have helped them a little bit. They do get 2 kills for the price of 1. Nigma Galaxy, they're down to 3 members. And absolutely, that this retake can be vital. Has to be vital. That's a great shock dart. But Georgie still gets the headshot before getting traded out. Nigma Galaxy are all down to Carl. Even he dies. And Action PH, they show to everyone they're not entirely out of this. It is going to be a strenuous journey from this point forward. But they're not losing 13-4. They're not losing like that. They are going to be putting up more rounds at the very least, irrespective of how it ends.
That's the thing here. That's how it should be. That's how it all should play out as well for their side. It's a 5-12. There's a lot of different things that they can do to switch everything out and make their game plan a lot more better.
Will reveal their secrets.
But for now, at least, on this 5-10 scoreline, what do you need to do to try and change everything out here? Last round was purely a win because Georgie just dashed in, isolated every single 1v1, and just domed people. He used this mechanical skill to be center for stage. Will it work again, though? That's the thing we really need to find out. Asset control is trying to be established, but the defenders, they're not giving away a single bit of information. Only one player has been spotted, and that's the operator player. And with that level of information, do you even want to go in for a fight? Do you even want to go in for a swing? Oh, hell no, that's never going to happen. Rotation down over onto B. And the B side could just be ripe for the picking if this Cypher tripwire gets broken. Because if this trip doesn't get broken, it could be a problem.
Could be, and right now the suppressive utility goes through from KO, but it doesn't suppress anyone. The operator barely missing call. Is he looking to peek the same angle? Well, Johan is going to be peeking a different one, and he gets the reward for that. Tesseract is gone. In this post-round, Actionph already down a man, and the Viper is rotating over from Castle. However, the entirety of the defense pushing in from their spawn. Motski, he's just being distracted, and he still gets one kill, but ZBOX are present. 2 versus 3. Georgie dies, all down to the Viper. And there is Ayu. He's got the lineup. Does he have enough time? Now he'll be peeking wide. Gotta find someone. Create 1 kill. The defuse, half of it has gone through. Now is there enough time?
More than enough.
There is, yeah. Good round from
That's
Nigma.
the problem with lineups, man. You gotta throw it out a lot more earlier. Ouch. He just found that other kill. This would have been a perfect one for him, but are you not in that scenario? Not with a Phantom, at least. It's not gonna help you out in that situation whatsoever. It's a 5-11, and we are drawing closer and closer to it, just sending us down over to the third map.
Yeah.
I think it's inevitable at this point.
That is
Action
true.
PH, this is not their map at all. Like, I don't even blame them. I've seen Action PH falter on this map in every single one of their games at this point. So even the new changes to Breeze, it's not gonna give them anything because Nigma, they have mastered it before anyone else. Look at that. Like, look at Johan. He's played all of the mind games with this new change. You know that that's actually a pixel angle. They can barely see your head.
Jesus.
Like, barely.
Oh, no, crazy guy. Again, the neural theft. Whoa, ultimate Tesseract. What was he doing right there? Just walking back. And crazy. I'm really not sure. I think this is the crossplay of Silvers versus Radiance right now in this round because it's about to be a near flawless. It will be a near flawless. Actionph, they may have high ranks, but in this case, they have been pushed down to the depths. And I don't think Breeze is theirs. Breeze is gonna go the way of Nigma Galaxy. And I don't think there's anything, like we said, but we had, switched the names of the teams on Ascent because it was the opposite case. There's nothing that APH can do right now to help their case anymore. They have to win 7 rounds consecutively. I do not think it's happening. I think NGX have secured this, and Haven it is.
We now know. It's pretty much done and dusted. NGX complete and utter change when it comes down to their strategies. Complete and utter change when it comes down to their performance. So much more control, so much more coordination as a team. They're gonna run it down through. And right at the very end, it's just all about the last couple of kills, Georgie. He wanted to go in cheeky. He's not going to be able to find out much there. That's going to be another one from the side of Johan. And Johan's playing his own game out here. He has a Phantom in his hand on this map. I have never really seen that, but hey, if you're able to make it work, you're able to make it work. That's going to be another one for him. The operator should be able to find a little bit of dividends here. Doesn't really find that kill, but still crazy guy right at the very end. Comes around the corner, whips out his classic, and is like double dick straight to the head of Iman. Taking him out, sending him back home. And also sending the audience down over to map number 3, baby. The best of 3 is just heating up more and more.
Defenders win.
Absolutely is. Ascent started out extremely one-sided. We were thinking Actionph, they may just finish it off 2-0, but no. Absolutely no. There has been a reply, and what a reply it has been. So we've got to be honest, right now both these rosters, they are just looking forward to Haven, and I think all 10 of the players, as a matter of fact, must have just had this thought in their mind what to do on Haven, and I think the discussions must have started a couple of rounds back because we all realized that really Actionph, they could not absolutely close it out. And Nigma Galaxy, they are looking very, very strong, but on Haven it's a clean sheet. We were seeing the same things about Actionph after Ascent. We were saying, oh, they're looking way too strong, look at them winning the gunfights. But what happened on Breeze? What exactly happened? They lost out. So I really can't judge for Haven, but what we can talk about is what happened on Breeze. And what happened on Breeze was just one team being far more acclimatized to the new surroundings, to the new environment than the other, plain and simple.
Yeah, they were much more in tune with the map. Before Actionph, they looked a little bit lost. And even in the new update, they still look lost. There's not much that you can do here. Like, you just have to accept the fact that this is your worst map. And at one stage, you have to start banning out on this map. If it is one of your weakest, you don't want to give this one away. If you want 2-0 sets, if you want to shut down your opposition in every single front, maybe master out a map like Fracture and just play that at all stages. It could be the case. Ban out Breeze, make it all work. But we're going to be heading down over towards the match highlights to just walk you right down through all of the plays that did happen. What went wrong? How did everything fall apart? And at this stage, I did see a lot of different good plays from Actionph, but it just wasn't enough. The individual performances, the brilliance that they have as players to just completely isolate every single 1v1, not just on the individual level, but also on the team level, is why Nigma Galaxy got this win. They just knew the map better and they know how to play it. They had the timings down to the T. And there's a reason why they had such a high win rate on this map. 70%, it's nothing to scoff at.
And how it's going to increase even more as they add another, additional win to their tally. So great stuff from Nigma Galaxy right now. Any opponent in the future here, the Zotac Cup, that's looking to get in front of them, that, maybe they're possible future opponents. Yeah, they've got to be careful that, they do not choose Breeze. One thing will be interesting, the potential opponents. Let's take, for example, if Nigma Galaxy win this, their potential opponents will be the winners of, Reckoning versus Velocity. If Velocity win this, then Breeze is really gonna get spicy. Then I want to see VLT up against NGX on the map of Breeze. Other maps, yeah, sure, I want to see that as well. But Breeze is going to be a specialty. It's going to be the chef's special for that night, and we will be sure to cook it up and serve it to all the viewers as well. But that is still a lot of ifs. If Velocity win, if Nigma Galaxy win, all of that being said and done, right now, what we do know for sure, Haven will be there. What we do know for sure is that this was an extremely dominant showing from the members of NGX on the map of Breeze and Actionph. Either they really improve on this map, or like you mentioned, take it out of the pool, play Fracture, play Bind, something along the lines of that.
This is where it's starting to fall apart for them as well. It's 4-7. Switching everything out. As soon as this round came in, I think we already guessed that this was going to happen now. Didn't we, CCP?
Mm-hmm.
8-4 scoreline is one of those scores that you just cannot drop back from. Georgie, he had a phenomenal game. He's fragging out of his mind. He's trying with his buddy to make their raw mechanical skill become center stage. They wanted to be the ones to just showcase that, hey, strategy is there, but if we have the aim, we should be able to take the win, right? No. Not in this case at all. Kills came in all over. Arya tried to go in for a lineup play. He tried to go in for a spray transfer kill as well. It's not going to be the one to find it. And it just kept on building up and up and up. There's not really much to say. It's just a map differential. Nigma Galaxy, they were just more comfortable on this map. And the Michael Jackson cosplay just really didn't help out Tesseract either.
Yeah, I think cosplaying Rambo may help him out in the next one. Who knows? He has to drop multiple kills. But right now, maybe even the Odin. Who knows? He does play. He does fancy the Sova quite a lot on Haven. Odin can work. Regardless, at the moment, Odin. A lot of talk about that gun. Haven. A lot of talk about that map. I kind of sort of mixed both of them, thus leading to that. But regardless, I think Haven is going to be interesting because today it's not the first time we are seeing Haven as the decider. And you did mention aggressive. The Haven, in your opinion, is one of the best maps to have a decider on. It's where teams can showcase so many aspects of their composition. They can show so many aspects of coordination and essentially just chivalry in general. And they can absolutely chef up their opposition quite literally and get rid of them very easily. So Haven is going to be interesting. I am really looking forward to seeing that map. But I'm not gonna lie, I think that both the rosters, they'll have good opportunities because on Haven, things are gonna be far more equal. Ascent really favored one side, Breeze went the other direction, and now Haven is going to be banged down in the middle. So let's see what happens. As right now, I think we'll be going to a very short little break. Aggressive, the players, they need a break, they need to discuss, they need to take a rest, and all of us at home as well. So if you're watching, make sure you grab refreshments, make sure you go down in the description, get yourself some graphic cards, upgrade your system, and get yourselves the 3000 series from Nvidia. Maybe speed it up altogether, get yourself RAM and SSDs from the side of Crucial. You need to speed up your monitor, you refresh it. LG Ultragear has you covered. 144 Hz, 27 inches, just Ultra HD, and then obviously you have the peripherals from Corsair to help out with all of that. But now I think, yeah, we will go into a short little break. The players need it, we all do, and we'll be right back. So stick around and keep watching. Welcome back, everyone. You are watching the Zotac Cup Valorant, powered by Zotac, NVIDIA GeForce, Crucial, LG Ultragear, and Corsair. I'm CC, joined alongside Aggressive, and we are bringing to you the main playoffs. Round 1 of the upper brackets are upon us. We have had a long day previously, but the day is about to come to an end, and we are about to come to a decision. We are about to see which one of these two teams are finally going to move on forward. You know, like in this best of 3, the fact that we have already gone through 2 maps, and you know, Actionph and Nigma Galaxy, both of them have gone back and forth. Let's have a look at the map recap as well, so we can explain in more detail where exactly they've gone back and forth. But now heading on over to the decider map of Haven, for the second time today, we are going to be seeing the decider map. Really interesting and really high stakes on all 10 of the members.
Yeah, Haven, I do believe that this is the best map for them to just take this fight on. We already talked about it previously before we switched on our screens over to our break. Now though, Haven, why do I call this the best map? Primarily because it really does showcase what you learn as a team and how much you're able to adapt on the fly compared to what your opponents are doing and how your teammates are playing throughout in all of their rounds. And when you have plays like this, pretty much anything could be possible.
Absolutely. I think that's the one thing, like in terms of playstyles, what did we just witness from Actionph in the past 2 maps? Like they were getting a bit aggressive, especially on their defense. Like Georgie, he was peeking angles. Granted, yeah, sometimes he was peeking angles he had no business of doing, and that really shouldn't have favored him. But in this case as well, you know, he can do something similar on like A long with the operator. So many times in so many regions, we see the Jets doing that, and then they use the tailwind, go back and have their retreat back into the bomb site. As of now, not just about the Jets, but about all the agents, having a look at the agent selection, the compositions are going to be quite standard from the side of Actionph. They've opted for double initiator, and I don't think that Nigma Galaxy will be going for anything different as well. I think we may see one change. Well, already we have seen it's going to be Cypher versus Killjoy. Johan always on the Cypher. Modsky, earlier he used to play the Astra like we had been talking about. Now he's more of this, now he's more of the Sentinel, now he's more of the Sage player. Has had good performances, especially on Ascent. Got really a lot of utility, and it's going to be just practically mirror comps, only one thing different. So with similar compositions, Aggressive, the play styles, are they going to be similar, or do these teams have to do something out of the ordinary in order to shine and in order to take the win?
I don't believe we need to see something of a rocket science basis from both of these teams. I think that Haven is one of the few maps where if you're just playing good old Valorant and if you're able to play it down properly, you should be easily the ones to just shut down your opposition and have absolutely nothing to worry about. That's how it always should be as well. The game of Valorant is primarily about you giving yourself as a team an advantage through the usage of your own utility and the play of trades. And Haven facilitates that down to the core. But to get an advantage over onto your opposition, as we jump on straight into the game, we're going to get a visual bird's eye view of the entire map, and I'm going to talk about the mid-side line. Now, if you're getting rolled over by your opponents, that's when your strategical prowess needs to come into play, and also your adaptability. Just taking gunfights and just tapping heads, bro, is not always going to be the thing that gives you a win here. You need a switch up, you need a change, and that mid is where it all needs to happen. And I'm really hoping that both of these teams, they understand that and they fight for it.
Absolutely so. I mean, these teams, they will be doing plenty of fighting right now, as we see the majority, I mean, all of the members of Actionph, as a matter of fact, gush down A short and A long. The shock dart will be delaying them a bit more. Crazy Guy, he uses a second one as well, and there goes the shock dart. Perfect placement right there, but Crazy Guy, perfect crosshair placement, allowing him to get 1 kill, but he's not the only Sova picking frags off. It's going to be Tesseract, 2 headshots, and now Georgie, Modsky, both of them as well, piling on the pressure. Johan by himself can't really do much. Actionph in a quick and decisive, quick and decisive manner, they take round number 1. Look at this execute.
They just pressed down their W keys and they just didn't know how to let go of it. I think it just got stuck and they ran in towards the side and they had full control. Not gonna complain about it at all. They have all the sidelines. They were able to shut it all down, bring it all back. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, they get a very strong start to their side. But for now, at least, slowing things down, switching everything out. You do see a slight little bit of a switch up, but How do they want to push it all down, and how do they want to change it all around? That's what we really want to witness. Z's. He's gonna wait out through from garage for any bit of utility to get popped out. But the fact is, he's using his knife and he has a shorty in his hand. So even if he spots out a player from garage, how does he expect to kill them? YOLO dash.
Throws his knife. I don't know, new like meta of the Valorant or whatever. That could be his best shot. But right now, the best shot of Actionph is just to quietly walk into the bomb site. You do have the Astra towards mid holding this angle, and that could be vital. Tesseract with the opening kill, but are you the Astra? He does lose his life to ZSPU, and that's going to be a gun retrieved to the side of Nigma Galaxy. However, Tesseract with this Ares, he's holding the angle. I think he just spotted the cape of Crazy Guy. He spots him entirely, gets one with the spam fire. It's going to be Ares versus Spectre. In this case, the Spectre will win, but the guiding light goes through. ZSPU is right there. He'll be peeking the corner. He wasn't expecting Modski to be at his extreme right. And Actionph, although they suffered a lot of casualties, regardless of that, they still win the round.
That's gonna be the perfect style for them as well. 0 and 2. You can't really go wrong with that now, can you? You still have all the control in the entire world. You have the angles to take over. You have the fights that you can take on every single front. And now, you have the guns to worry about as well on your opposition's hand. A 0 and 2 scoreline on the map of Haven is nothing. It's just a number. Unless you win out on this buy round, there is no way that Haven's ever going to get in your favor. Getting that 0 and 4 scoreline early as a team is just such a massive difference maker. Crazy Guy, he's actually crazy. Swings out on behalf of a shock dart and just takes a fight, and Carl's doing the exact same thing. Carl! Uber delivery service, ladies and gentlemen. It's just going to be going in hot. It's just going to be going in fly. And one by one, every single member of the side of Actionph, they're gonna take a backseat. But Carl, he just got that kill delivered to him on a silver platter.
On a gravitational silver platter, I'd say. I mean, just the pull. Not much that could have been done. The spike was still planted. Good for Actionph, but a round loss. And that's the problem that, again, like you were saying, the 4-0. We won't be seeing that anytime soon. Already the members of Nigma Galaxy are on the comeback. I wouldn't say on the comeback, but I mean, they have started retaliating, and they have started getting rounds on board as well. So that certainly is good for their side. And now from what we can see, the players, yeah, all players, all seriousness right now. Unlike Ascent, unlike the members of Actionph on Ascent, we won't be seeing any of that. Not up until if Actionph end up taking this map and if they move on to the upper bracket semi-finals and, you know, the next stage of the upper brackets. But right now, Georgie, beautiful headshot right there onto ZSPU. This is the Jet versus Jet I was talking about. And every single time, it never fails to disappoint us. So the Bladestorm already getting one kill. Nigma Galaxy, the good thing for them is, okay, yeah, they're on defense. The Jet doesn't matter too much, but the Jet is the front line of your defense. She is the person taking the initial gunfight. And without her, it's going to be a risky play. More risky now than ever, especially Astra is down there. However, he still gets one. He'll be looking for another. There's the Cypher. Astra with the double. That was just amazing. That was excellent. Now Johan takes his place with his spy cam as well.
I love the fact that Modski's like, YOLO! But sadly, he's not going to be able to do much. Gets caught out as he tried to go in for a run and gun. And Tesseract, though, he doesn't need to run and gun. He has his beautiful crisp movement and also his mechanical skill to give them the edge here. But Carl, I think that he alone can stop this entire push. But
oh no, what?
30 seconds left.
falls asleep. He didn't expect that. He didn't expect Ryu to just run across the screen at the speed of light. 1 and 3.
His reaction spoke that.
There's nothing more that they can do for that one.
Unfortunate that round. A great start for the side of Actionph, and well, they continued on the basis of that as well. Astro, excellent double headshot he got from this angle before being traded out. But unfortunate, Nigma Galaxy were not able to convert it into a win. And Actionph, they still have more rounds on board. Possibly on the brink of another, because if we have a look at the buy that NGX are going for, they'll be looking for rush maneuvers. And already we can spot a single rush maneuver that so many teams attempt. That is going to be push down C long. If you find someone, kill them. If you don't, well, now you know that the attackers are playing towards mid or towards A. So it grants you information. In this case, though, Nigma Galaxy, I don't think they'll be pushing up C long. You do have one member right here. That's going to be the Cypher and Georgie. He's just holding the angle, waiting for the Nebula to dissipate. Are both of these members in Garage? It's going to get a hotspot. It's going to be a hotspot very soon. What exactly is the plan of Georgie? He's going to be up against the Classic. There are two members holding down this doorway if he ever tries to emerge his head out of that angle. And if he does, he may not be as lucky as he thinks, even if he has the Phantom in hand. So the Spike still near attacker spawn. Actionph do not have a plan right now. They are looking for map control or they're looking for off-guard picks. And yet again, Carl gets picked off just in the worst way possible. He had no clue Tesseract was there. And now ZBOX, he does take the position of Carl, but I don't think Actionph are in a position to execute on A. Rather, they'll be looking for B or Garage to C.
I think the predictability of the fact that they're going in for aggressive peaks like this is just dropping them again. It feels as though in all different occasions I expect Nigma to play it aggressive. They played it aggressive, they got a couple of rounds out of it. And after that, shouldn't you slow things down? You need to switch up your playstyles in multiple different fronts. You don't even have a gun to make it all work yet. The fact that this is happening, it's really a problem, but the defenders, they're all gonna rush it one by one. Like lambs in a
10
slaughter.
seconds left.
8 seconds left. They got the plan down, and Crazy Guy with the Sheriff. Maybe just one kill, but that's pretty much it. He doesn't even find the one. It's gonna be RU catching him on mid jump. Crazy Guy gets sent back home packing. 1 and 4, and we do see Actionph being able to answer back proper.
Now this can be chalked up to Actionph, really liking Haven, and this is the case. Some teams, they just never really like a map, which may have been the case with APH and Breeze, which I mean, I really think that is the case, not was. That is gonna be the case. I don't think Actionph Breeze is gonna be that the black sheep in the entirety of the pool. They are never gonna like see the light of the day on that map unless you talk about like best of threes like we're seeing right now, or especially best of fives, where then it will be far more likely you may see that if APH are playing. But right now they are playing on Haven, and now they're looking to execute onto the bomb side. ZBOX, I think, has been spotted, but great shot with the operator to shut down Georgie, and now the attack is falling back. They went for the Cosmic Divide. They tried to cut off rotations. The Spike is going on over to A and Nigma Galaxy. How long are they going to take to get a clue about this? Well, the Seekers are through, and the Seekers get a bit of information on the members of Actionph as well about their whereabouts, but the defenders, they're still not really aware. The Cosmic Divides will be dissipating. We are back to normal strengths. However, Actionph are not back to normal strength. They are down a man. They are down their dive agent, and with him being out of the mix, it's going to be extremely more difficult to execute onto the bomb side, considering you only have supportive players ready to go. I mean, there are going to be flashes. There's going to be information and utility on the basis of that, but still executing, it's gonna be bad, yeah.
That Killjoy lockdown doesn't clear a single angle. No flash, no nothing. No smokes either to draw in for that engagement. They're gonna fall apart here. No manage whatsoever in Actionph. They look like to be the team that could just die out a little bit too early here. And Aryu, though, maybe he's gonna be the difference maker for all of it. Does he expect him to be on towards the back end? Aryu's trying to take one more fight, sending us down over to a 2 versus 2 situation. Isolates a 1v1, but still Z's, he has the better gun for that fight. Z's gonna be good for one. Z's is gonna be good for a second. Comes in down strong with the jet and the operator in his hand to boot. 2 and 4. And it feels as though Nigma Gaming, what am I saying? Nigma Galaxy is gonna be the one to send us over to a 2 and 4 scoreline. Honestly speaking, if I see a Nigma Galaxy versus a Nigma Gaming match, I swear to you not, I am not casting that game. I'm leaving that up to you.
Absolutely, but tomorrow we will see Enigma Gaming, and for all their fans as well, be excited. They will be facing off against Team Exploit, and I really can't wait for the South Asian matches as well. Because yes, the South Asian matches, they have been going on. They always happen over the gauntlet, but now the top 4 teams at the moment, they'll be facing off against each other. The teams that fought through the open bracket as well, and now have made their way. We'll be seeing them for the first time against each other. Then we'll be seeing them against these rosters in front of our screens, as well as these rosters. They are against each other. Johan with the spam fire. Great shot. He gets another. What is going on? Are you with a double? ZBOX, though, his operator never fails to deliver. He may have 20 HP. He may have 1. But he will still make sure he gets the final one. In this case, it's going to be the side of the Astra. Now, is he looking to peek? Yeah, he will. And in this case, the operator does miss. But ZBOX, more aggressive angle. Are you? I mean, he just got the kill.
The dog bit him, bro.
That was the Trailblazer.
Yeah, that's a big bite right there. At least it's a happy doggo now. 3 and 4 on the scorecard. And Nigma Galaxy, they're in the best possible spot to try and switch everything out and finally bring in a little bit of a change. For now though, things are gonna slow down a little bit more and pushing it down through.
You are divided.
Cage
They're
trigger.
looking for a seaside execution, and Johan's position is already revealed, but Astro is gonna be able to get away with one, but he has no backup. He has no way of getting himself out of this sticky situation, but not this again. Not this again. Oh, they spawned another gun barrel. They know he's there.
Concealment. Blocking
What exactly are they trying? Is he going to be pushing this Cosmic Divide? The Trailblazer will surely do that. As Actionph, they make their way down C long. This is a risky strat considering Crazy Guy's right behind them. He'll be peeking. He's got the shock darts. He has them lined up, ready to be fired. And he will be firing them. More pressure towards the bomb site as well as the other 3 members of the defense make their way. They're looking to fake defuse the spike. And Actionph, they will be swinging wide. A man loses his life. RU falls through. Motsky all alone. Crazy Guy finishes him off. And Nigma Galaxy, they make sure that this round is going to be theirs and that they equalize the round count.
It's just gonna drop like flies. Nigma, they know how to switch everything out onto their side. It's 4 and 4. It's building up, and slowly but surely, they're just constantly evolving their strategies. And I love this. Both of these teams, they have so much potential in them, but the thing is, CCP, the map of Haven, the strat book can be deep, but how many strats can you rely on?
True.
Like, how many do you have? That's the real question.
It is a good question.
Because
And
they've already exhausted a lot. On this 4 and 4 scoreline, we have seen how many 8 different strategies already from each of these teams to try and take these rounds away. It has been
Right.
fast B executes, fast A executes, fast C executes, split takes from B over onto A, split takes from mid over onto C, garage control established, and then just giving it up. We saw a full-on fake with a killjoy lockdown being placed towards garage to sell a C-side execution, but instead going into B, which really didn't work out because Zeus isn't like an absolute god on the operator. And how many more strats are left? You're running dry. And at that stage, we're going to see which team can adapt, can learn, and can finally rise up to the challenge and climb up to the very top.
absolutely right now, these teams, they will be adapting. They'll be talking amongst themselves, and they needed it this time. This pause that just happened to make sure that everyone is on the same page, regardless of what the reason was to call the pause right now. But with all that being said and done, yeah, this was a bit of momentum break for everyone, but in a way it can be positive for all 10 of the players as well. It helped them, everyone, to get back on the same page now that they're ready to perform, now that they're ready to essentially have whatever strategy they want to plan for. If they want to repeat, if they have something new, like you were talking about, something which they may have deep embedded, which they may have never shown before, but desperate times call for desperate measures. Regardless of what it is, they have to do it right now. As and we're just waiting on over for the match to be resumed. It will be very, very shortly. So round number 9, playing for the lead now are the members of NGX and Actionph, and a lot riding on this. Both teams, they will be looking to go for full buys, and now with rifles on board, with only a single ultimate, that is the main factor right now. There's only a single ult, that is going to be the Blade Storm, which will be helping Nigma Galaxy. Actionph, without any ults, it's going to be a bit difficult getting control and then executing.
It's gonna be a little bit of a problem, and Crazy Guy, he tried to push up, he tried to take an engagement, and he's gonna be the one to die out because of it. Ooh, the amount of damage already being given, that could be a problem for them to bring it on back from. But Zeus, he's looking for more here. And maybe, just maybe, he's going to be able to find that shot that he needs to bring. Zeus. Smoke's going to pretty much block his path. But at this stage, they are gonna be able to pick themselves up a gun, but what do they want to do with the gun? That's the real question. Defenders, they did lose out on their Sova.
A side?
I've got your trail.
I don't know how much I like this.
Yeah, that was okay. I mean, ZSpew, he was there
Not a bad
holding the
idea.
angle.
Like, they can take full control, but how do they want to hold this retake?
Spike planted.
Oh wait, no, the retake's really difficult. They don't have a Sova. What am I saying?
That is true, and right now they have to play on the picks because again, Ultimate's Blade Storm can't really do much. I mean, the operator can be better. The Blade Storm's still going to be utilized right now from the side of ZSpew. He will be looking to just float his way into the bomb site. Instead, he dashes away, and well, the members of Actionph dash away the side of Nigma Galaxy. Triple, Iman, Ayu, both of these guys getting a quad in total, not just a triple. 2 for each of them, and that's the 5th for APH.
Did you see the bodies? It looked as
Yeah.
though they all were just lined up in a single conga line. What?
Was something. Surely was something. Now, in the meanwhile, okay, now Nigma Galaxy, after losing that, they're on the brink of potentially losing, well, another round. The good thing is they can alt harvest by dying, you know. They will be getting those ultimate pips, which can help them once the full buy arrives next round. But this one is gonna be a struggle now more than ever against Actionph, who are looking strong with these rifles, and they would not like to lose them. So no casualties will be the motive of the attack. But over towards C Long, there's the angle being held from Cypher, and so was Aldron. Yeah, it has spotted Johan, and it will take the kill. So good shot from Tesseract, good bit of information. However, ZSpew, he also gets one for his team. And Nigma Galaxy are not going down without a fight. Crazy guy also pushed up mid. This is just insane that what Nigma Galaxy are trying. They are pushed up really heavily, and they allow C side to be taken under control by Tesseract, who gets one more for himself without losing a single bit of HP.
Yeah, he's dead. Oh! I thought Crazy Guy was going to be able to find that shot. He nearly was able to get it as well, but not going to be the case here anytime soon. 4 and 6 on the scorecards, with Actionph having a very forward lead for themselves. And it's primarily due to the fact that they're once again taking a lot of control away from Nigma Galaxy. Now, Achap, he did take this pause. He's trying to recollect his team and just point them in the right direction by pointing out those mistakes as they're making it. But the thing with Nigma is that I like the fact that they're going in for pushes, but there are timings for it. The fact that they have gotten to a point where they're constantly going in for these aggressive pushes over and over again, Actionph, they're now ready for it. They need to slow it down with these aggressive pushes, or they need to swap out their timing. Use their abilities, invest in a little bit of utility to finally get that region of space that they're trying to fight for, and then hold. Just forget about it. Or you can just use that utility, give the idea that you're taking control of that sideline, and just play inside of the site. You just need to cause a little bit of pressure, and that little bit of pressure can translate into a massive advantage if it is played properly. And Actionph, I do believe they're going to take the bait, because they're scared of these aggressive pushes now. And if they expect it, if you waste enough time, you're going to not just allow your team to be in a better spot, but you can also allow rotations to happen a lot more quicker. Because you have the info, and they're going to give away their information a lot earlier, trying to counteract you.
You are divided.
That is true. Information is going to be really valuable here. Now, okay, oh, ZSpew is holding the angle. He spots multiple members, so at least he gets visual information that, okay, there are many angry attackers peeking down A long. Let me better kill them, and let me better give all of that information to my team. The Seekers will be going through as well. Actionph, they will be slowed down. Passing this Cosmic Divide will be a big task for them. Georgie is still present with the Steel Wind. He can push in towards Defender Spawn if you would like. The Cosmic Divide dissipates, and now we can really see the panic set in all of the players as they're scrambling for control, as they're scrambling for kills. Georgie is looking for that. The spike is going to be planted, but Nigma Galaxy have all 5 members for the retake. Sova's going to be healed on side of APH. However, the Killjoy, she'll be beyond healing right now. She needs a resurrection, but there is none available, as there are no opportunities available for Actionph to continue in this round. Georgie is keeping the hopes alive. Tesseract as well. He's the only one alive right now. That is going to be a 4K for ZSpew. And Nigma Galaxy, they do not give up without a fight. And that is going to be round number 11, 5-6. And I'm going to say that 6-6 is really on the board.
Yeah, the
Last
6 and 6
round
score
before
line is
the
going to be
switch.
the perfect point for them. For now, though, at least, on this 5 and 6 score line, it's looking quite tough for the other side to try and bring this one back. But after that last round, I do believe that the first initial swap up could just be working out onto their cards. But Nigma Galaxy, this is their home stretch. Unless they take the 6 and 6 score line, I don't think they're gonna have a pretty good time on the side of attack, because their team hasn't really been performing. Like, Zeus has been having a field day from the start, but I don't think it's the case this time around. But interesting shock dart.
True. True. Oh, Motsuki. Okay.
Astro.
What was that? Alright, that's the Nigma Galaxy. They do not have the Hunter's Fury. One of the shock dots was used up as well. So how exactly are they looking to destroy the Skilljoy lockdown? Are they looking to destroy the members of Actionph themselves? Actionph are replying back. The lockdown gets destroyed. But
That was
But
a big and a
Tesseract
half.
himself gets one kill before dying. CSP is right here. Crazy guy with his own shock dart. The utility is just working for everyone. It's a 1 versus 2. ZSpew. Does he updraft? Yeah, he updrafted into the bomb side. He's right there by the pillars. Ayu spots him. That's going to be a shot. An Actionph. 7-5 half. I think they'll be happy enough with this. Could have been better. They could have been rounds they should have won. But could have, would have, should have. Honestly, at this point, you cannot look at the past. You just have to move on forward.
I should probably
Bots
play
comes
some
on down
stars in
through.
the astral plane.
And at this point, the first initial half has been pretty much a pretty big treat, because Actionph, they're in that state where they're constantly trying to evolve, they're constantly trying to switch up their strategies, and they're able to do so beautifully as well. You can see in multiple different fronts that, okay, they went in for a seaside execute, but it was not the usual seaside execute, because Motsuki found free reign over onto Garage somehow. He walked into Garage, saw Astro staring at a wall, who was possibly, you know, waiting to give a Nebula on towards A main, possibly sending a Nebula over onto B, but unfortunate situations. He got caught staring at the wall, and Motsuki just casually walks in, places his lockdown. It's full on bait, mind you. That lockdown, people would be asking, why is he placing the lockdown right there? Why is he by himself? But that lockdown is probably the most smartest play by Actionph. We're going to be heading on down over towards the highlight for the first initial half, as I do talk about that lockdown, because that lockdown,
Right.
pretty much the game changer. Yes, that lockdown's not going to be able to catch anyone, but the fact is the defenders need to rush into the side to break that lockdown, or risk getting caught out by it and just giving up the site. So the fact is they took that decision to push it, and the entirety of Actionph, they had enough utility to fight the angles, to fight the engagements, and they were able to use their own Sova ultimate to completely take down any attacker coming on down through on that roundup. Smart plans from Actionph, their strategical advantage and also their utility usage just gave them that round.
Absolutely. So, and there were so many rounds won on the basis of utility or just proper positioning as well. And that was the key. And the amount of kills that we have been witnessing, yeah, with double initiators, it's always going to be the case. So it's glad, and I'm really glad to see that both of the teams are really playing the meta and how their playstyles are supposed to go off as well. They are not making any major changes or putting their own twist onto it. They're playing concise, precise Valorant, and they just want to play safe and sound. They want to go the tried and tested method, hoping that that leads to them for victory. And both of the teams are going for that, and exactly for that reason why the score is extremely close right now, like far closer than what we have seen before. Already a 7-5. You know, the previous two maps, they ended like 13-3, 13-5. Now this one is already at a 7-5, so we can absolutely expect a closer game to be put to an end. I wouldn't go as far as to say overtime, but like both of the teams are in good shot of reaching double digits at the very least.
Double digits could be on the cards, but really does depend on the first initial round that we're going to be seeing right after this. If we see the first initial pistol round going in the favor of Actionph, then my scoreline is going to be coming on down through real soon. But That's the thing here. The rounds are slowly shifting in the favors of Nigma Galaxy, but I only see Z's being able to perform.
Right.
Everyone else, it's the heartbreaking part of it all that Z's is just playing his heart out. He's gonna get 20 kills. He's gonna get 30 kills possibly at the end of this one because of the way that he's been playing, but
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be enough if his team is not gonna be able to step up as well from their side.
Totally so. Yeah. We need every single member, all 10 of these members to step up in their own way possible. And now, whether it be side of Actionph or it be Nigma Galaxy as well. So having a look at all 10 of these players, watching them, a lot of pressure, and everyone around them as well. They've got this atmosphere right now of seriousness. They know that everything that they have been playing for the past 2.5 hours, yeah, 2.5 hours, something along the lines of that, has now all led up to these next initial rounds. And this was the same case with our first best of 3 as well. This has always been the case with decider maps, that you have to think sorry, you have to think about that factor. You have to think about how much effort has already been put in, because if you go through all of these lengths to try and win and you do not get the dub, that is sheer heartbreak. Doesn't matter how experienced you are, doesn't matter how many years you have been in esports, you are still going to be extremely sad about it. As right now, Tesseract, oh, he will be sad about overpeaking that. He could have fallen back, he got a bit greedy and he got punished for it.
You can already see that on this 5-7 scoreline, it's a difficult situation in general. Come on. He's holding on down toward the back end, but these, I do believe that was a fat finger. He's gonna try to dash on away, body blocked by his teammate. And for now at least, they're trying to make an entrance down over towards the C side, but it's not gonna be as easy as you would expect. Georgie from the side! Woo! He's always there to go in for these incredible peaks and these incredible headshots. He doesn't miss a beat. He doesn't skip a single one. And with that, they're just gonna easily be the ones to take control. Johan's gonna be good for another one. Georgie gets the immediate trade off, but this team not gonna be able to back it all up. And finally, Nigma Galaxy, they have the control. They have the sidelines. One more swing, and are you? He's a good player. He has been getting clutches all over, but this one clutch, that's not gonna happen.
It will not. Nigma Galaxy, they do take this round, and exactly what we were talking about them. You know, essentially, yet again, as soon as the reset happened, the side swap, it turns the tides. The tides have been shifted. It always happens with teams. It has been happening for the past 2 days in the Southeast Asian qualifiers as well. I mean, this is a big theme that we can see. These teams, to an extent, they are side preferent. Yeah. And like far more, like obviously a South Asian teams as well, like you will notice this, but not to this extent a lot of the times. It will happen, but it's not extremely consistent, shall I use that word. It's not very consistently that you will see teams performing very well on a specific side, whether it be attack or defense, and then absolutely, you know, flooding it out once they're on the opposite end of the spectrum. But in this case, yeah, we do see that. And is this the beginning of the end for Actionph as well? Now that they're the ones on defense, all of them, well, they have gone for this cheap buy. A shorty can be spotted on Georgie, and Crazy Guy pushing Garage. Only has his shock darts.
Easy.
Oh, he gets one. He gets one, but Georgie, he will be picking up the Spectre though. That is still nice. But the A site is entirely empty. And oh man.
It's gonna be right for the picking for them. 6 and 7 already, ladies and gentlemen. It's possibly gonna be a 7 and 7. Good for one. And Astro, you can see it in his eyes. He's like, God damn it, why is there so many people here on the lurk? That's gonna be a rough one for him to try and bring himself back from that one. But Johan, he's still alive. He's trying to go in for a fight. The swings are gonna be good. The spray's just gonna be even better. And Carl from sidelines taking one more swing. If he can take this, this is gonna be an easy one. Just take the fight. They're not gonna expect Carl. They don't know that he's here, and Carl's gonna be able to get away with murder. Stabs them both in the back. And now Georgie, last player. Nothing's gonna happen from him. 7 and 7, and it is gonna be Nigma Galaxy getting another round for themselves.
Nigma Galaxy really looking strong right now, I must have to say. But now comes the bonus for them, and you know, the fact that they lost 3 members means that quite a few of their members will have to opt for a buy. As we do see the Aries coming out, Spectres are there, Sheriffs are there. Meanwhile, Actionph, after ecoing, they can invest everything into this round, and this is still a gamble. Both teams are playing for the lead. Arguably, Actionph are more into this round. Round number 15 is looking to be theirs. But the more rifles they lose, the worse of a condition their economy and their players will be in, considering what the weaponry will be and how they will be playing with it in the upcoming rounds. So Georgie, oh, he's pushing through mid. This is risky yet again. It can pay off, but the risk he bears pushing up with this, it is a little too much now. Is the Outrun going to spot him? I do not think so. He is right here. He can get the kill onto Carl. I think I spotted him. Yes, he has. Beautiful shot right there. Now he's got the support of Iman as well. And Iman, no, he loses his life to the Ares. But Georgie's right around the corner. The shock dart goes. Georgie peeks. Great headshot through the wall. He dashes away. 5 bullets. He has to reload. But there's a jet to his left. And that is going to lead to his death.
I actually like the rhymes there. But for now, Ryu, it's going to be his turn. That's going to be the first initial. He's expecting a second player. He's going to be able to take that swing. He does get a second. He's looking for a third, but I did not believe that Astra's going to be giving anything away. It's a 2 versus 2 situation. Astra make a full run for it down over towards that A side. He can take full control, broke all of the Killjoy utility, and that's all that he needs to do. Taking it slow, he gets the plan. And now he's stuck in a pretty precarious situation where he needs to make a choice. It's either go in for a push, and the best idea would be to go in for a push, cut them off. But he doesn't have the weapon for it. Motsky just swings out immediate. And because the Phantom is a one-shot headshot at that distance, it's going to take him out. Rough start, but a pretty good round for Actionph. They're going to be able to steal away the first initial buy round, but at what cost? CCV, at what cost?
Costed them a lot. Life of Iman. I mean, right now. Then Georgie swung wide. He got another. And Ryu was the main deciding factor right now. Great positioning. 1 kill absolutely not being determined into a factor by the members of Nigma Galaxy who were pushing through. And yeah, now we can really spot the big difference, like you were saying, Aggressive, back when I think it was the half, or it was a technical timeout, that ZSView has been putting in work. He just crossed the 20 kill mark, the first player in the server right now. But his teammates, they gotta be getting a little more kills right now. I'm not sure if it's fatigue that's causing them to not perform. I'm not sure if it's any other reason. But yeah, they have to be on board because now with ZSView being off the board as well, the top frag of the side of Nigma Galaxy is gone. It's down to the 4 support players on attack without a jet, without a dive to execute and try and survive.
Just a little bit closer down over onto victory. Pushing their way up, and Crazy Guy, he should be able to isolate the first initial 1v1. Does get spotted out, and he needs to dip out almost immediately. This execution on the A seems like a bad idea. They have all of the information, but they're still gonna go in for it. You gotta remember that this is, of course, an eco round from the side of the defenders, and this eco round could just be a problematic situation. Georgie just drops down immediate, takes out Crazy Guy. I wonder who's the crazy one here, Georgie or the other end. Georgie's gonna be good for Esports as well.
God.
Jumping down from heaven, Georgie. You're an absolute chad of a player. He's built different in comparison to everyone else. And this one jet from Actionph is gonna give all the nightmares for his opposition. Beautifully done. Them being able to get the 9th round for themselves is the switch up that they needed to make it move forward one more step.
9th round with still like majority members on board. I mean, we still had like 3 members alive at the end of the round, so more credits saved. And I'm not going to lie that yeah, Nigma Galaxy, the struggle is gonna be real for them. Spectre, Sheriff's half armor, it's a cheapo buy from their side. They're not really, I mean, what else can they afford? They really can't go for a force right now. That's not the correct decision to make in terms of your economic situation. But then again, you're not going to have strong chances with Sheriffs up against Vandals and Phantoms. And I think every member on the side of NGX is well aware of this. As ZSView, the one with the Spectre, the one who'll be diving in, he pushes into the bomb side. And the members of Actionph, well, they are going to be pushing in. They are looking. The Hunter Sphere goes through. Crazy Guy gets a frag on towards RU. But there's still Tesseract right into the bomb side alongside Georgie. The spike is going to get dropped. And Tesseract still, look at the angle he's holding. Eman also puts in work. And this was just clean up from Actionph. The one good thing from Nigma Galaxy was that very Hunter Sphere, but nothing else worked. The positioning of Georgie and Tesseract, just all too well.
Chop, he's gonna be the one to take this pause once again to finally reset his team one more time. I think this is the last timeout that he can take.
Yeah, one per half, exactly.
Yeah. And the fact that he took it here in a pretty insurmountable position as well, because double digits have already come online. And at these double digit margins, you know for a fact that the team with the double digits will have the best momentum. They're 2 rounds away from reaching match point. And being on the opposition, you're going to start to make a lot more mistakes. Now, I'm going to ask you a question here, CCV. What do you think is going wrong for Nigma Galaxy? Because
It is a
currently
tough
it looks as
question.
though the team is losing direction with the rounds just pushing forward. Initially, on their own defensive side, it just felt like they knew what they really needed to do. But on attack, they're running around trying to maybe figure out just 1 or 2 frags. And not going in together for side execution at all. Like, I understand it's only been 3 rounds, but only been a couple of rounds, sorry. But they need to figure it out right now. 2 more rounds away from match point. They can't risk this anymore.
There's so many factors to think about. That's an excellent shock dot right there. But I don't know, maybe just situational awareness, you know, for these players as well. I think like extending my point of like fatigue, considering in mind that for almost all of the players, I mean, I think majority of the players in these rosters are from the Philippines. So for them, it is 11:30 p.m. at night right now. Here in South Asia, more specifically in India, it is 9 p.m. So still in the night right now, but not that late. But yeah, exactly, 9:30 for you as well, and all the viewers from Bangladesh watching. But yeah, still not that late into the night. But for these lads, it is 11:30. It is about to be midnight, and they're still playing. They have been playing Valorant for a long time today. So yeah, fatigue, it's a big factor, and that's why athletes, esports athletes, they've got to be sure that, you know, they keep their body calm under pressure and they don't let energy get the better of them and just tire out. Regardless, whatever the reason is, the story of this round, well, is going to be that Nigma Galaxy, they are preparing for a C take, and Sova has taken garage control as well. There's no one from Actionph on the C bomb side. What exactly is going on? Tesseract, he can get a free kill. He won't be finding the luxury of that. RU gets the refrag. That is still good, but the retake is upon us.
This is an impossible one. How do they want to break this one out from the bag? It's a 4 versus 4, but because of the Astral Divide, that's going to slow down this execution heavily. Flash is going to be good, though. Emon's going to be able to catch out that person up there. He's going to try to take down multiple, but Georgie and Aryu is going to be able to answer back with their own calling. They have a 2 versus 1 situation on the
flash
cards.
doesn't
On the
work.
other side, the flashes don't work. The flashes are not going to be able to find out much.
Oh, that was smart.
On the spray transfer.
Look at Georgie. Yeah, that was amazing. That was amazing. I mean, I don't think his intention was just to prevent the flashes. That may have been a secondary intention. He wanted to hide himself. But that was just really smart right there from Georgie.
Smart play was Iman completely pushing himself out and being completely out in the open over behind platform. Over on the right hand side of platform, sorry. Because the fact is, you are never going to be able to land that flick unless you get a miraculous flick. And you got to remember, flicks are not consistent. Your tracking can be super consistent, but flicking is not always consistent. And the fact that played with those mechanics in these 2 versus 1 situations just goes to show how serious this match has gotten. Actionph, they're not playing games anymore. They're pulling out all the big guns.
Oh, that reveals the location of Carl right there. Maybe got a bit more info on the members of NGX as well as to, I mean, probably visual information. So Actionph are going to be aware that a possible A push is going to happen. That's the thing, Nigma Galaxy, whenever they attempt and execute, they attempt it with everything for the past couple of rounds. If they want to go C, they're going to push C. Not a lot of the times have we seen them backing off, reconsidering their options and then trying for a fake. It was a couple of rounds ago, but it's been a while. And Actionph, they are aware of this. So as soon as they get major visual confirmation, they know to send in the reinforcements, they know to rotate over, and the person with the spike has just been killed. This is going to be the info for Actionph, they know. But Nigma Galaxy, they're going to be the smarter of the bunch. They'll be going towards B. But look at Killjoy. Look at Mootski right now. He can be the linchpin. He's got to play this extremely cautiously and smartly.
I don't think he's going to get away with
30
that
seconds
easy.
left.
But with a mid-execution going on down through Astro, I don't think he's going to expect this. This is going to be beautiful if the timing is proper. You're gonna be able to get out of it alive, and
My
He's
God.
gonna be able to shut down 2 more. Zeez, you're such a good player. Zeez is getting all of the frags in the entire world. He's been trying his hardest to bring it back for his team, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. It's already done and dusted. They're gonna try to run him on down pretty soon. Positions have already been revealed. Halfway defuse gonna be coming around through and
Wait,
right around the
what?
corner. But wait a second. They're gonna switch it out through, and Zeez, he comes in clutch with the 3K. I called it out. I was like, no, there's no way. This was a 4 versus 2 situation and they lost this.
Why were Actionph trying to stick the diffuser when they using the recon mode? They could have just gone for the kills.
1v1 fights.
Yeah,
They were
and
taking 1v1 fights all across the board.
exactly. Motsky thought he had cover while he was sticking it, but it's such a vulnerable position. You know the attackers are like one corner, one generator, like the thingy away from you. Why would you try to go for that? Regardless, that was a big mess up from the side of Actionph. They could be suffering the consequences of that in the next couple of rounds, because this may have just given Nigma Galaxy, especially like all of the members, the breathing space and the second chance that they need. Look at Georgie right now missing his shots, and again, it is affecting Actionph. It may just be getting to them. Tesseract, beautiful angle he got from that, but he'll only be good for one. And Johan will be the person making initial contact into the bomb site with 33 HP. Alongside, well, alongside him is going to be ZBO. Not for long. ZBO won't be there. Neither will be Johan. Iman's in the bomb site. Iman has control. Not anymore. 2 versus 2.
Player standing.
Whoa, this is so dangerous. Are you?
The
Why?
lockdown. The lockdown.
Yeah, the lockdown's there, but this is not gonna be the best lockdown in the entire world. If he gets pushed on, it could be a really bad one, but... Motsky, you're playing a dangerous game here. Motsky? The timing.
I don't think he's aware. I don't think
He
he's aware.
should be aware of this. He pushed out from the side of A-Long. He
Seeing where he's
knows
pushing, I don't think he
where
is.
He's good, but... yeah, Astro won this. I think Motsky's thinking that he's on the other side. Lockdown's gonna be placed on the back end corner. He does not know that he's all towards the side of spawn.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's gonna be a swing. Oh no, the positions have been revealed. Oh, he knows exactly where this is. The lockdown's gonna try to break. But
He's sticking
just
it.
gonna stick it. He's gonna stick it, baby. He's gonna get this round. And he's gonna get this kill. What just happened?
3 HP.
Match point.
Motsky with 3
Look at crazy guy. Look at that reaction. That is me.
Galaxy. No, this is not how you fall apart in a round. Not when you had this much control. The bullets, it was sprayed out in the worst possible time. And Astro, he just crumbled under the pressure. Just as you said, it's so late in the night for all of these players that they're faltering, they're breaking now mentally. And to lose a round like this?
If it's 11:40 for me and I see something like that, I am turning off I'm pulling the plug on my PC. I'm not going to lie. But these players, they do not have that luxury. They've got to keep on continuing. For Nigma Galaxy, this is the final round they may embark on before they may be pushed on over to the lower brackets. They have to give it their everything. Look at Georgie. He has been flashed. No one there to capitalize off of that. So he is still in the same position he was previously. He's going to be pushing up mid. Tesseract gets 1 kill. This can be big. The spike is right there. If Carl dies, so do the hopes of Nigma Galaxy. And he falls. Georgie knows. He knows about the spike right now. And NGX, they're only down to 3.
No. It's the last 3 players. They're gonna be good for that first initial. Z's, he's been such a trooper. He's the actual super soldier for their side. But this one super soldier, I don't think he's gonna be the one-man army that they need to bring this one back. He's on very low HP. Tesseract as well has a proper position. Footsteps have been heard, and crazy guy, you gave away your info. There's no way you're gonna be able to survive this one. 1 by 1, the kills are found, and the points are gonna pile up. GG's, ladies and gentlemen, straight it up in the chat, straight it up in the lobbies as well. It's gonna be the side of Actionph being able to take a 2-1 scoreline to take down Nigma Galaxy. Just as I stated before when the match started out, when we were on the pre-game stages, that it will be Nigma Galaxy putting up the best fight against Actionph. Both of these teams, they're from the exact same region. They've played against each other on multiple different fronts. They know how they play against one another. But right at the very end, it was the strategic prowess of such a well-developed team of Actionph that gave them the win. I told you that the map of Haven would be the best map for them to take this fight.
I
you can see
agree.
exactly why.
That is true. I'm not going to lie. Okay, you know what? First, let's jump into the highlights. Having a look at Haven, and all the more reason why this was an amazing map to have the final decider on. And I'm not gonna lie, the South Asian teams, they have a lot to improve on. I'm not talking about strategically, gameplay wise. That all depends on how the matches go. I'm talking in terms of the player camps. The player camps, they have to work on that. I need more entertainment from South Asian rosters. Yeah, I need more. After seeing Action PH, I want more entertainment. But I think and I hope for all the
solo
viewers.
kill is always
This
gonna be
BO3. Oh, that was funny.
Delivery express delivery service. Free kill for you. Hey, you were saying, sorry, I just had to.
No, I mean it deserved that. But yeah, I'm not going to lie, the Action PH looking really good. I mean, Breeze, okay, yeah, that was a hiccup, but I think that yet again, whenever you play BO3s, you do run the risk of that. And this is why BO3s can be good, because you head on over to the decider map and you decide, you settle the score once and for all, and Action PH did just that. So regardless of who their next opponent is going to be, whoever wins the matchup between VLT and Reckoning, even if Breeze will be seen again, we can still see that Action PH, they may just win out the best of 3 in general. But as of now, they do win the BO3. They will be the second team going on over essentially into the upper bracket semifinals, pushing their opponents, pushing their fellow countrymen of Nigma Galaxy down into the lower brackets.
Yeah, the lower bracket run for Nigma Galaxy is not gonna be the best of ordeals, I would say, but it can be a lot more better. But
True.
at least we are not going to be witnessing Enigma Galaxy versus Enigma anytime soon, but you never really know. It could happen, and if
Maybe.
I'm casting that, you know for a fact that we're going to make a buttload.
I'm going to call them attackers and defenders. That's it.
Yeah,
Attackers,
we're just going to
defenders.
give up. Like, the names, oh, what about names? They don't exist anymore. But in this case, the name that will stick on our minds is going to be Action PH. Beautiful gameplay all around. They knew what they needed to do. They put their main primary fragger on center stage. Georgie's just had the best day of his life. Every shot connected, every kill came on down through, and he was able to showcase why he's one of the strongest Jets in the entirety of Southeast Asia. Just by going in for plays like this. He knew what he could get away with. He knew how much damage he could do. And these are the type of plays that we all live and thrive for.
Absolutely, they are. There were so many of them. I mean, all 3 maps, they just deserve their own highlight reels, and we have them ready. And they will be uploaded on social media as well. So make sure you follow the Esports Club. Do not miss out on any of that, because look at these skills. Do you want to not rewatch them day in, day out whenever they are uploaded? Absolutely, you would like to. And Nigma Galaxy, I don't think they would like to rewatch this. This was painful. After almost this was about to be like 3 hours of painstaking Valorant, like tier 1 Valorant, losing out in such a manner. When you're this close and you lose out, it's not a good feeling. But hey, that's cutthroat competition in essence, and that's the way life is sometimes. The better team, they won. In this case, Action PH, they might not have been better on map number 2, but they certainly proved their worthwhile on maps 1 and this decider of Haven. So great for them. And now this one round as well. I mean, that 1 versus 1, he was sticking it. Motsuki just stuck it, and yeah, big mess up from Astro right there. And after that, just Action PH, very quickly, they put an end to it. So highlights, they are done. Haven was that. Having a look at all the maps as well. We talked about the maps. We talked about map number 1, map number 2. They were extremely one-sided. Like Ascent especially, what a win from Action PH to put themselves on the forefront, in front of everyone's attention was on them. But then Nigma Galaxy made the comeback on Breeze. And finally, we had Haven.
All these score lines, they do really paint a picture of how evenly matched these teams can be depending on the map that they're on. We pretty much knew that Action PH, they would have the worst time when it came down on the Breeze. There was no situation where they would have won that. We were hopeful. And maybe with the recent changes, it would have sung a different tune for Action PH, but I think they have not touched the map at all as a team since its inception. And even with the new changes, they're not going to be doing out much. But it's completely fine. You're going to have a really bad map as a team. It's pretty much a must-have. One map will be weak for you. And in this case, every single team out here in the entirety of the Zotac Cup Valorant know for a fact that it's going to be Breeze. And if they want to take down Action PH a couple of pegs it needs to be there. Let's head on down over towards the brackets, ladies and gentlemen, to get an overall hierarchy of how all of these teams have moved up and down. It's been a long day. It's been what, 8 hours? Yeah, 8 hours of non-stop casting for us, non-stop games for you back at home. And hey, that's why here at the Esports Club, the action just never stops.
Absolutely didn't today. I mean, what a way to spend your Sunday, huh? I wouldn't have done it any other way. Maybe playing. No, I am not interested in Valorant right now. I think I've seen enough of bizarre plays. However, tomorrow we'll be seeing even more, and the action is gonna keep on continuing, like you mentioned, aggressive. For January long, this tournament will keep on giving and giving, and these teams they'll be keep on giving us entertainment. Tomorrow as well, we've got the South Asian matchups. Those will absolutely be interesting. But for now, in the upper brackets, the teams progressing are going to be Kingsman after a 2-1 victory over Full Sense from Thailand and our Action PH from the Philippines. They defeat their counterparts of Nigma Galaxy, and they'll be facing off against the winners of Velocity Gaming up against Reckoning Esports, which we will be seeing very, very soon. And now down to the lower brackets, Full Sense and NGX. It's gonna be a long journey. They have so many BO3s to play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 best of 3s without losing a single one of them, and only then will you get into the grand finals. That is not an easy ask from any team, regardless of the tier of Valorant that they have played in, and regardless of the players that are in that roster.
That's the thing here.
Mm-hmm.
Enigma versus Team Exploit, Velocity versus Reckoning. Tomorrow, make sure to set your dates, make sure to set your calendars, because those 2 matches are going to be an incredible one. We got to remember that Reckoning, they're the Weird Esports roster, and that roster has been taking massive strides, not just in this tournament, the fact that they have made it here, mind you, they have taken out every one of the other South Asian teams to reach this far. So they have potential. And also, they are riding high on the momentum. They're the underdogs of this story. And possibly, these underdogs could even give a lot of these Southeast Asian teams a run for their money if they're not careful. It's an unknown quantity. You never really know about that. But CCV, that's all going to be that's all that we have for you for today. Thank you all for stopping on by. It's been a long 8 hours for all of us. You all stuck by us through it all. And hey, if you're sticking by us for a little while longer, why not check the links down below in the description and check out our sponsors from the side of Nvidia, Crucial, LG Ultragear, and Corsair if you want to get yourself a headset. I'm going to be buying myself one soon enough because my old one broke. That's why I'm using my IEMs. A monitor is pretty much a requirement. I use an LG Ultragear monitor, and I know how good they can be. I need an SSD soon enough, so I need to check the links down below in the description as well from my end, because if you want to go fast, you want to make sure that your peripherals are as fast as they possibly can be, then check out Crucial. And of course, graphics cards, we know you need them.
No one beats NVIDIA.
Like, nothing beats NVIDIA. And you know for a fact, we got all of the deals down below. Thank you all for stopping on by. And it's going to be your boy, Aggressive John with CCV signing on off. And we're going to be seeing you tomorrow with a lot more action with the Zotac Cup Valorant.